Excuse me.
Okay. Audio is recording. Vince, are you on?
Yeah.
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 All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes.
Hey.
Hey, woo!
That's the
Alrighty.
weakest clap.
Welcome.
There we
Oh,
go.
hush.
Yeah. Let's all clap
Totally
together.
forgot. This is the mic to use.
I'm talking about my own
welcome
clap. I
to.
don't know about you.
Oh no, my clap was strong.
All right.
Welcome to Plymouth Rock, episode 11, where our players have just escaped the travesty of the breaking of the House's festival on Yako's dagger. They found themselves escaping with numerous civilians and numerous Teist combatants off the island, and they saved a lot of lives. And they also came out with their lives intact. But there are things that need to be resolved. And but before we get to that stuff, let's go around the table. Who's going first?
All right, I'll go first. I am Ryan. You can follow me on Twitter at even more Ryans. But I mean, if you really want to see a lot of nothing in every direction, then that's where you'll find it. The question for today is who was an important figure in your character's upbringing. And so Rico, I would say actually his Rico joined Harrison Armory at a young age, and I would say his first supervisor unfortunately was very influential on his upbringing. And I'm gonna just right now decide her name was Alira.
Shit. Oh fuck! I didn't write that down.
I am also just now writing that down. Yes, Alira was very
you're good,
influential in his upbringing. She taught him a lot of the ways of Harrison Armory and just living in general. And perhaps a lot of those things were not very good things for him to have learned. But here we are.
Do you think Alira would be disappointed in you when she finds out that you and your compatriots were the terrorists that destroyed the breaking of the House's festival?
Absolutely. She.
Too bad that's not
Well, you didn't know Harrison Armory.
She's already very disappointed with him that he left, assuming that she has found out at this point.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So this is probably worst case scenario that she has. She found out he's missing. He fled the armory and is now a terrorist. This is worst case scenario.
Well, I don't know. I was just pure conjecture. I don't really know what happened. Kizva, you want to go?
Akizva, aka on campaign, and I'm NHP_heartbreak on TikTok because I make Lancer content for TikTok now.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
There are jokes on there and more stuff coming up. And I think an influential person in Akizva's life would have had to be his sister Jackie. Jackie was tapped to be a researcher on NHP life forms on Mars, and was originally going to take over the family business of running and attending to the Heartbreak NHP, and then Akizva kind of suddenly got thrust into that role, and so he's looked up to her as this master of psychology and NHP programming and shackling for years and years and years, and he's probably gained a lot of his technical skills and things from her when he wasn't busy out in the streets agitating or burning his mind with simulations.
Do you think Kizva resents your sister for not taking on the mantle of administrator over or steward over Heartbreak?
I think in a way he's relieved and a little jealous. He always saw himself as kind of free from having to do that, and that he could make a real change that didn't just involve working for, SSC and other colonial ventures. And now he's dealing with Heartbreak, but at the same time he's glad because this being that's been around him his whole life is now his responsibility.
Interesting. Very interesting. Is Jackie alive?
Yes, Jackie is alive, but they are sequestered on Mars doing stuff. No idea what.
Spooky.
That's a bad place to be.
Working for Galcom. I don't know.
Mars is
I have
full
no
of
idea what
ghosts.
that is.
Yeah, I'll go next. Hi, I'm Siege. I'm at Siegefall on Twitter. What you should do is watch the prologue to the new Gundam series that just dropped on YouTube
Oh my
today
god, it's so good.
to date this episode's recording. Um,
So good.
Important people to Buso. I feel like someone important and like I don't know, someone that would shape him would probably be like the band members of the first punk band that he like really started following. Es- like especially after he hit that point in his life where he was like, "Damn, we're sitting out here and like the Unfakane could be helping out way more people. Like, I should join up with the Uno Kenki and shit." So like, I don't know. He probably fell really big into like that first punk band, just because it was like the major outlet for all his frustrations. I don't have a name for them. My mind keeps going back to Death from our time.
Yeah. No, they could be called Death. That's fine.
Death 2.
Morte.
More death.
Are they still making music?
Um, I like the idea that he discovered them way after they like died out or something. Like maybe he went to some planet or like someone just slipped it to him and was like, "This music will change your life, man."
Maybe it was like some like setcon protest band that was like really big. I don't know.
That'd be good. Like maybe they have some whole goofy mythology behind him. Feel free to drop random bullshit of like, "Oh yeah, they played live at this one protest. It was crazy."
Yeah. Okay, Claire.
I'm Clara, Bubblegum Titan on the interwebs. I host a podcast called Replay. And I am joining another new podcast called Lifetimes of Save Data. That's another deep nerd podcast, so keep an eye out for that.
Really?
Yeah. Super
Nice.
exciting. Oh god. Okay, so I play Riho pro wrestler. So obviously somebody that was really influential to her in her youth was her very first trainer at the very first dojo she ever joined to study wrestling. That lady's name is Sakura. And
Did
Didn't
Sakura
know
wear a
wrestling had
beanie?
dojos. This is great. This. It makes absolutely sense to me that they would have dojos at this point in history.
I don't know what it would actually be called, but like whatever.
dojo, yeah.
Dojos.
Yeah,
So.
I think they call them wrestling stables, but whatever.
Stable.
Regardless, the place where she trained was called Ice Ribbon, which is why that snowflake was so important to her when she was hopping out of the vehicle. Look at that. It comes full circle. Anyway, so good old Sakura, who oversaw Ice Ribbon, and sincerely shaped how Riho like presents herself to the world and made her obsessed with the performance and also not afraid to take hits.
I think it's like a huge mystery, like where Rio is actually from, right? Or where in the Orion Arm and what line of space she's actually from. Who knows? Okay, well,
from parts unknown.
Wherever the Ice Ribbon Dojo is.
Ice Ribbon Dojo. I mean, I imagine if you're like you're like a galaxy-renowned wrestler, it would probably be from like Cradle or something. I don't know.
I don't know geography.
Oh yeah, actually, I do have a map that shows like the whole system. I'll show it to you one day.
It's not very readable. It's really
okay. Never mind. You're from somewhere.
So anyway, Riho had been training at that dojo since she was 9 years old. Let that sink in. Okay, bye.
Okay, solid, powerful, good answers to the questions. And then GM Shaka Trey Station got a supplement coming out soon, and Siege got some sick ass fucking art for it, and yeah, I'm excited to release it and everyone to see the art. Okay, let's get started. So, as I mentioned, you have just escaped the Ayakto's Dagger, the island where the Breaking of the Houses event occurred, and where we will pick up, we will find you all is in transit on your Manaka, the MOB, your mobile operating base that was gifted to you for by Eliana de Leon. Eliana de Leon.
Boat in the
Can you
ocean.
guys see that? Can you guys see that?
Yep. There's a cat.
Cool.
Yes,
Yes.
Portia. Oh yeah,
There's a
she's her
cat?
avatar is a cat.
So
Is
anyways,
it a
I'll
real
set the
cat?
It's
Yeah,
it
it's a real
says
cat.
it says emotional support pet.
So, as you all are sailing away from Yakto's dagger, you've you've definitely had enough time to kind of clear a good 5 or 6 mile perimeter around the island. As you guys remember, there was an explosion that went off that you guys had to escape, and you prioritized lives instead of whatever else it was, and which was a pretty good choice because you look around you and you see tons of people, some probably 200 to 300 people, in not only some of them are in your boat, your Monaco, but there are also some other boats, improvised mechs and flotation devices that are also coming away from the island. And actually, let me just read this, and then we'll go from there. So, out at sea, in your rear view, dozens of boats filled with desperate hands and shell-shocked faces cling to interior of floats, boats, and other waterborne craft. Beyond them, the residual fires on the island burn in the distance. The massive mushroom cloud still scarring the sky, causing a gray hue to coat your field of view. You made it out alive, as did all these people, but they wouldn't have if it weren't for not your brave actions. Still now, there's no time to let your guard down. Here out at sea, comms are dead, people are still in need, repairs to Tice Mecca are in order, and security must be established. Your path is forward from this point on, and if Anayash were still here, she'd encourage you to do what you do best. So the rain's kind of falling down all over this whole this boat. There are multiple levels of the boat, and I have another image that shows like those multiple levels and stuff. But these are just kind of areas that are shown on the screen or whatever. You can pretty much go where you want to. You guys need to decide where you are. I'll set the stage a little bit by saying there's a number of like 30 or 40 people in the back hangar of the boat. They're just kind of stashed in there with Katja Sinclair and Helena Bria are also there. You saw them get loaded on the boat, but you guys were one of the last ones to come on because you were defending the dock. So you haven't made visual confirmation, but they're in there. You saw them go in there. Eric Leshner, not Leshner, Eric, whatever his last name is, Sky Eye. He's just kind of looking over and looking at the mushroom cloud, just kind of pondering with the rain kind of falling on his head, making no attempt to shelter himself. He looks a little like shell-shocked as well. There are a number of people that you all could contact if comms were up, and those will be in the comms room or the lobby. And then there is another person you all saved, Ilyana Yemez. She is King Emmanuel Yemez, the king of the GDK, his daughter. And she is on the ship, and she is, I think, if maybe one of you passed by her, she is like pouting and crying, and she's in one of the hangars, just kind of like sitting by herself. Portia is also in the bridge, and Portia is taking the form of a kitty cat right now, like a holographic kitty cat, and is being pretty much just exuding cat energy, but also being able to talk and converse with you all. So yeah, that's where you all are at. There's a number of things you can do in the meantime, but I'll let you guys kind of get adjusted and pick where you want to
go. All right. I think I established last time that Rico was immediately he's very angry that all of this happened. He's upset that they weren't able to completely defend the place. He feels like yes, there were plenty of successes, but it felt like the mission overall was a failure. So he's immediately setting himself to work on making sure that he is better prepared next time. So that means getting right to work on his new mech or his new prototypes. And in order for that to work, he needs a little more information about like paracausal technology stuff. And I believe we established that he was intimidating an intern into helping him work on his stuff and getting more some of the things that he tried to do but were not physically possible into. He's trying to help. He's sort of forcing that person to help him bring his vision to reality.
Okay, cool. So spending your time, we'll say you're probably where your mech is probably stashed in one of the hangars. We'll call it just.
My mech actually exploded, so my mech.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
You don't have a mech. Oh, you don't have a mech. So there's only 2 mechs on this boat.
Hey, whatever.
You know who-
we can fit more people on.
You know who
That is
might
true.
have an idea about the paracausal technology we just encountered? Helena Bria or even Contra Sinclair.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I want to suplex them through the bulkheads.
So
Accurate.
They are busy being
Um,
suplexed right now, so I have to ask you.
So Rico, you do not have comms like with the OmniNet on the boat you're at. You guys have to wait until you reach closer to Teist controlled territories and shores before you can link up to the OmniNet, because the last one, the closest one, was destroyed on the island. So you're not able to print out your mech yet, but you can use any just internal knowledge you may have downloaded on your, I don't know,
Yeah, he's
ComCon
not,
or your OmniSlate or something.
yeah. He's not planning on like printing it out immediately, but he's working on like theory, designs, that kind of stuff. He's got like, I would say he's like 80% of the way there on like getting his new shield technology stuff to work, but he needs help.
Okay. We'll say that you are in the hangar, and there's a number of other people here. People kind of have little tarps around them, kind of protect themselves from the rain. Some people are drying off, squeezing out their gear. There's some TICE agents who are kind of patching themselves up, and also kind of some taking off their hard suits and dumping out water because it's just pouring down water here. And the intern that you have helping you out, we'll say it's like a TICE soldier that wasn't exactly like a mech pilot, but just someone who was running kind of security around the area. They're helping you with your interventions, or like with the work that you're trying to do, like blueprints and stuff. But you can visibly see their hands like shaking, like, and they're like trying to follow your instructions, and and they're just like dropping things, and just they're obviously like something's going on.
You. As Rico notices this person is apparently freaking out, I'm like, what's going on? I need you to help me, so I need you to stay calm. Understand?
They kind of turn around and look at you and kind of grab their hand and it's still shaking. They're like, I don't think I told you. I lost my family on the island.
I'm sorry to hear that. What do you say? How do you feel about helping me get back at the people who did this?
That sounds like a good idea. And they keep trying to like follow your instructions, but they're pretty much doing the same thing over again. They're like using a socket wrench to screw in a screw or something like that. Just obviously like, yeah, but that they agree, but they're still trying to, not recklessly, but like, I don't know. They're not thinking with their hands. They're just like in a different place.
All right, you keep working on that. I am going to. What am I going to do? You keep doing that. I'm gonna go get some other things working, and Rico's just gonna leave and go start just storm off to some place where he can test out probably one of the like empty rooms, and he's starting to test out something that he's been working on for a little while that is mostly working but is not been perfected to be able to use on a mech just yet.
Do we even have open rooms?
Yeah, there's no open rooms here. Only open room is the bridge.
Rico's absolutely like, I mean, there are like rooms that are not currently being used for things, like, I mean, as far as like the mech, and I'm just kicking all the people that are hanging out in there out is what I mean.
Okay, so you go into one of the rooms and you see a group of, like, I don't know, we'll say them minorly injured. They obviously look very much like the person that was helping you out with your repairs. They look a little shell shocked, and you just see them as like the door kind of slides open. Say it's like a utility closet, something that's like not super big or whatever, but you see them in there just kind of like taking time to sleep. And you open the doors and they like look at you and like kind of like flinch a little bit.
All right, I need everyone to clear this room. This room is going to be used for weapons testing. It's going to be very unsafe for you to stay here, so I'm going to need you to move over to the room next door. Thank you very much. And he steps out of the way and does this motion.
Okay, they get up slowly, and some of them help another individual up. and they kind of look at you and they kind of nod their head and they they walk out. There are some like 6 of them that are in this room. I mean, it's obviously an unused storage closet.
All right. Rico pulls out some sci-fi nonsense and sets up a target on the opposite side of the room.
Cool. Cool. You set up a target. The door closes behind you, and you are to your own devices.
And actually, Rico first, he will never, even in his worst place, he will never forget lab safety. So he actually goes out into a hallway, grabs a fire extinguisher, and brings it into the room with him.
Okay, cool. You bring a fire extinguisher in, and as you bring it in, you see a glimpse of Portia, kind of like the holographic version of Portia, kind of walking across one of the empty shelf or something. It looks at you, and Portia just literally goes, and then disappears.
Rico curses under his breath a couple of times. And sets to work firing lasers at a target in this tiny room.
I'm sure that won't get annoying.
The point is not to fire the laser. The point is to get the laser to not destroy something between me and the target. That's the hard part.
It's gonna be real exciting when it accidentally ricochets back at you.
Yeah. Would you say you're like actually hitting the mark, or are you?
Oh yeah, the hard part is, I mean, he can just, he's not even like, he's not moving it around. He's literally just setting it up. It's on a tripod, so he's not like having to aim himself even. He's just specifically, the experimental part of this is trying to, like, the target's not moving, it's easy to hit. The hard part is hitting the target without hitting something in between the weapon and the target, which is impossible. So that's what he's working on.
Okay, cool.
So he's like, I don't know, shooting, accidentally vaporizing like a bunch of, I don't know, what would he be using?
There's probably some empty cans in here.
Yeah.
Like broomsticks and yeah, just buckets.
Random nonsense that he finds around the room. He's just accidentally vaporizing a few things.
Yeah, for sure. Cameras and stuff. Yeah.
I'm sure Portia.
You guys haven't spent a lot. You guys haven't spent a lot of time on your MOB, so like you haven't had a lot of time to stock it or personalize it. So it's pretty much just like as you left it.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
It's empty and full of dust and refugees.
Yeah. Pretty much. Who's next?
I can go if nobody else wants to.
I'm curious to see if you are going to interact with the princess or somebody.
No, Kiesel wants to. Yeah, Kiesel wants to go to the bridge.
Bet. I want to see how this plays out because I might get involved.
Yeah, Akizo wants to go to the bridge and start working with Portia and looking over the communications from the rest of this makeshift flotilla.
Cool. Akiza, you approach through the hallways, the thin and tight hallways that lead up to the bridge. They're about 5 feet in width or so. Would you say so, Siege? About 5 feet in width or so?
Yeah, the hallways are kind of tight.
Yeah, so they're pretty tight, and you see a couple people just kind of posted up in the middle of the highway, just looking for anywhere that's a place of solace. You see a family of 6 people that are recently occupying the hallway and kind of like blocking, not really blocking you, but just like it's just like a tight squeeze through there. They look pretty distraught, and they look at you, and as you approach, they say, "Are you going to kick us out too?"
Kick you out? Who kicked you out?
The other one that looks like you.
What? What are you talking about? Who kicked you out? Sure, take me to them now.
One of the ladies in the group says, "Shush, they're giving us shelter."
Nobody's going to kick you out. I want everything to be fine. You've all been through it today, and so have we. You deserve some peace. Take me to whoever told you not to go in there right now.
I don't want any trouble. I don't want to. I don't want any trouble. I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to find space where I'm not really welcome.
You're welcome. This is my boat.
All right. He kind of looks down at his family and says, "All right, it's the one with the the hard suit that's orange and red. He was just this way. When we left the room, we were just looking for a bit of shut eye, and we heard gunshots within inside. We figured they were probably
He's testing something.
yes, but it's just this way, and they kind of get a little lost because they don't really know where they are, even though it's like a not they're not really familiar. But they go around and as they reach kind of the hallway where the utility closet is, and it's really close to where like bunks are at and where your AV room is at. He just kind of points down the hall, and you hear like dum 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 dum.
Okay, here's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go to the panel and call up Portia and like, Portia, I need you to light them up a path to my room.
Portia comes in and says, and there's like you see like a little cat just like up here in front of you, and it's like on the ground, it's like licking its arm. It's like, you want me to do what?
These people need shelter. Please light them a path on the floor to my room.
These dirty people?
Yes, please.
I can do that for sure.
Thank you.
You see a floor panel of lights point to where the rooms are. It's like in the middle between the AV room and like the utility closet, but it's right there. You have like Spartan bunks, but yeah, it lights up. Portia lights up the.
Yeah. Hurry up and get in there. It's probably the last empty space on the ship.
They say, "Oh, thank you so much." Thank you. And you see the doors open, and it goes in there, and they say, "Oh, they have beds and pillows." And they turn around and say, "Thank you so much," and then they take their seats.
All right. As soon as they're there, the terror and fear in Akizva's heart is going to come out, and he's going to start power walking toward the bridge.
Cool. So you start power walking towards the bridge, and you see Portia again with the door closed, and it's like licking its arm, and Portia says, "You again. What do you need now?"
I need access to the bridge to command the flotilla.
I guess so. And the doors open. And
Thank you.
See access. You're welcome. And you see access to the bridge. It looks like Portia's been trying to contact any receiving signals ever since you all arrived on the boat. And as you kind of go in, it's just like a U array of like terminals and stuff. I think there's like 2 or 3 seats in here. There's also a ladder that leads up to the top deck. But Portia says, as you kind of get accustomed to the space, says, "I've been trying to contact any receiving signals, but it seems we're dead at water. I hate water."
I understand. That'll be fine. I'm going to significantly upgrade your capabilities here, so just make sure your handshake protocols are open. And I will take my little key-shaped fob and stick it into the console, or just leave it on like the data pad for the console so that Heartbreak can start taking over the ship. And I'm going to get on the radio to any nearby vessels. To any nearby vessels fleeing Yakto's dagger, this is your call to go ahead and open your handshake protocols, and Teist is going to be taking command of this flotilla on our way back to Chibodi City.
Portia, as you say that, Portia kind of like puts her little cat paw hand out in the air and says, "I think there's a bit of a foundation we need to establish between ourselves. Don't put anything in my ship that I don't agree on. And let's talk about before you do anything, any communication. I think that's going to be a great working relationship for us both. Can you agree?"
I'm sorry.
Please.
We're just in an emergency situation and I acted hastily. In the future, I will be more considerate of your needs and boundaries.
Oh, well, you know how to woo a kitty. All right. Portia goes into like a corner and like lays down holographically, and so you send out the communication.
Mm-hmm.
There are no receiving signals that you see. You see a lot of, well, there's one signal that would have been there that is registering because it registered earlier before everything went down. That was like the signal from Yaku's dagger. But the next closest signal that you can kind of send out is going to be near Chibodi City, which is about 2-3 days away by boat.
And so none of the other boats are.
Oh yeah. So you can contact those. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I'm just going to contact those, and I want them to patch in Heartbreak so that she can begin feeding us data about triage and things and allocating our resources. I want her to like get our stuff together so we have like I want every single person in every single part of this makeshift flotilla geotagged and tracked. I want to know their movements. I want to know the data they're transferring.
Okay. Give me a roll.
All right. I'll go ahead and use pull rank since I'm sure there are other Teist officers and I don't care. I'm in charge now, or we're in charge.
I'm the captain now. Take an accuracy because Heartbreak's
All right. Fuck yes.
And you're using the Manaka.
Thank you, Heartbreak. It's not great.
Oof.
Oh, god damn it. Fucking shit. God.
So somebody else is in command, I assume, then?
Portia's like, I'm the captain now. Okay. Portia says, and continues to kind of lick their paw. It says, didn't I tell you, it's a little hard to communicate in these areas. Even these other dirty people that are riding with us and around us, I believe they're having the same issues of communication. You may just have to walk your happy ass over there and talk to them yourselves. Alexa, be quiet.
Thank you for the idea, Portia. That is a great idea as well. Go ahead and activate your semaphore light protocols and begin signaling everyone to come together. We'll go ahead and have a quick meeting.
All right. Signaling who exactly?
The rest of the flotilla, just a standard greeting and halt signals. Yeah, just blinking lights. Like I'm sure all the ships know they're it's like the little thing with the flags.
Yeah. Yep.
They know how to do that.
Right. I'll use naval code.
Thank you. No, that'll be all. Thank you very much. Can I at least get all the data that I requested on the people who are on the Manaka?
Yes. Okay, cool. So there are okay. Yeah, there's about 200 to 400 citizens in total on the on your guys' like flotilla. On the Manaka, there's about 40 or 50 citizens from the island. There's about 10 or so Thai soldiers on the Manaka. There's 30 in total, but they're spread across the rest of the flotilla. And there are the most important people on your ship. It's like Ilyana Yemez again. There's a person that you now pick up as Fatum. You met her when you
on the casino boat.
Yes, you met her on the casino boat. You know that she is Mfakane, and she is a part of a group of Mfakane called Mthitho. Katra is on your boat, but there seems to be a missing person, which happens to be Helena.
Wonderful. The soldiers that Helena took her on this boat. I'll go ahead and communicate with everybody and give them all of this information as well and let them know that we're trying to get the flotilla together to meet so that we can get everything synced up and stay in contact as we sail under limited power back to Chakotay City.
Cool. So you send out that comm and pretty much everyone gets it. They send back. It takes a little bit of time because they're curious, like, why don't you just use comms? But they also are like, oh shit, like all that shit don't work. So let's just use like signals and blinking lights and stuff. And so you get a response back that says, yeah, we'll meet. We'll head your way now. They're sending any Tice soldiers from those flotillas and those boats or whatever to the Manaka for a meeting somewhere on like the bridge or something.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll take about, I don't know, probably like 10, 20 minutes to get worked out. But yeah. What is everyone else doing?
Well, I probably would be restless, so I'd just be like doing laps on this thing, making sure who needs medical attention, who needs to get patched up, etc., etc. Because I think I'm the only like medical dude in our little group. So yeah, are any of our VIPs or named characters in need of medical attention, or how's the rest of the boat?
As you do kind of rounds and are running around, you know that Where would you? Well, it doesn't. Yeah, I would say you probably run around the whole boat, just doing like a little security check everywhere.
Yep.
You notice that Katja Sinclair is being exceptionally rambunctious, and even though she's handcuffed to like a pole in the mech hangar, she's like cussing at people, spitting at people, trying to throw whatever she can, and just trying to cause as big a disruption as she can. She's being a little bit unruly, but innocuous. Like she's not like really like hurting anyone, just like being unruly. Um, you notice that there are a couple. There's probably like one or two Tice Mecha on your boat. One of which is the one that Riho was piloting. And there's like the 10 Tice caciques or soldiers that are on your boat are trying to make repairs to it. So you know that you could probably aid them with repairs. It looks like a lot of people on your boat are just down of sorts and just their morale is kind of down. And
Right.
then yeah, there's some patching up that you can do. There's some injured on your boat as well. Actually, the most injured are on you guys' boat because it's the most reliable craft.
Oh, well, go us, I guess. I guess I'll top everything off and I guess what you call it. I'm trying to think of something cruel, but not that cruel. I guess I'll use my handheld printer to print a ball gag, and I'll just drop it on the floor in front of Katra and say, "Play nice."
Okay, you do that, and in front of Katra, and she says, with her hands behind her back, she says, "Where's Riho? I'm looking for that little girl. You, fat one, you don't want to play with me."
I look down at my midsection and just like, "You dare? Well, if you're gonna be mean, I'm gonna put the gag on you so that you don't disturb the rest of the people in here." But Riho is busy. You know, she has a job, and you aren't important enough for her.
Well, if you really want to play rough, you can uncuff me and put the gag on,
No,
or try.
I'm gonna just put it. I'm still in a hard suit. Fuck this girl. I'm
Are you scared of me?
no, I'm busy, and I'm putting on the gag now.
She blows you a kiss before you put on the gag, and looks at you like she wants to murder you.
Good. After I put it on, I give her like the side of the face slap of like, "Look at you," and then I leave.
All right. She kind of like bucks at you and like and pulls like the pipe, and maybe the pipe bends a little bit, but she's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Whatever. Um. All right. I guess from there, I'll continue making the rounds. I'll probably ping Riho and be like, "Hey, your number one fan in the hangar is anxious to meet you for a rematch."
Riho's just gonna like snort and not even acknowledge this invitation.
I figured as much. Cool. Honestly, if you said that Ilyana was like she was sitting in the corner like having a breakdown or something, right?
Yeah, she's in the other side. So hangar A was like in the other side of the ship. She's in hangar B, like
Yep.
just like by herself.
Fine by me. I'm making the rounds.
Cool.
So
Well, you make your. Good.
yep, I'll just wander on through the ship to her and yeah,
Cool.
what
Yeah.
do we got?
You make your way through the ship, and I imagine you're probably walking around the less crowded portions of the ship because you need a little bit of wide berth to walk comfortably. Yeah, and
You're
just the
hurting me.
rains. The rain's kind of coming down on top of you. You look across the ocean here, the sea, and you see a number of other boats kind of heading towards your ship as they're kind of dropping off like one or two people at the request of Akiza's communication. And as you approach where hangar B is at, you go in the ship and you kind of go down. And as you approach the door, it's kind of closed. And the second you hear second you like start approaching or whatever with footsteps, you hear from inside. She says, "Go away! I need time for myself." And someone from, you just feel like a hand on your shoulder, Buzo, and it's one of the Tice pilots that recognizes who this person is, and they say, "It's better if you leave her alone."
You, mm, I'm surprised that she is withdrawn in here when she's kind of all that's like, I don't know, she's the one surviving icon of the people from that island. You think that she wouldn't be jumping at trying to lead them, but I guess we're all human, huh?
I don't think Ilyana's that type of person. She, from what know about her on, say, on the Omni tube, she always seemed as a flippant enjoyer of life rather than a leader.
Well, times are apparently changing in regards to that. And yeah. Um well shit, this stops my plans. I guess I'll just
You can go in there if you want. Like, it's your ship.
I I didn't realize that she would be this she wouldn't I didn't expect her to push back this much or have a guard come up to me and be like, "Hey, space." So,
Oh, the guard's just someone that's been hanging around. They'll probably tell you um, oh yeah, they'll probably tell you. They'll probably tell you it's like I tried talking to her myself, but she seems to think that her father forgot about her, left her to die.
last I checked, she was also stuffed into one of our mechs. She wasn't exactly easy to get a hold of.
That's how she got here. I was curious how she actually got here.
She yeah, this all started when she was still inside of Riho's mech, so she was in a weird position, but it probably is what kept her alive. I I guess if she feels better, make sure that she heads up to the bridge at some point. She probably needs to get in touch with everyone. It'll be good for everyone else from Yakto's dagger to know, hey, the princess is still alive.
I can do my best, but I I I can do my best.
Thanks. And I guess with that, I'm gonna basically be like a security guard or like screening thing for all those other boats coming onto this one, just because they're coming from other ships. They might have injured. Maybe I can figure out that stuff. So I guess I'll just be like the man on the ground to help gather information for Akizva.
Okay, cool. So you make your way back through the exterior of the ship, around the porch area, and you see more people just kind of like flooding. Not more people flooding on the ship. But people just kind of finding their own space and trying to get out of the rain. It's coming down like a really strong rainstorm, so it's just like loud. You can't really hear people screaming and talking or whatever unless you get really close to them. But yeah, you make it over to where people are loading up. I would say the kind of around where hangar, the first hangar is, hangar A. So it kind of opens up into a way where people can like bring the boats up really close and just kind of like awkwardly hop onto the boat. They'll see Katra kind of like with a gag in her mouth and kind of like still bucking or whatever, and they'll see like a number of other civilians that are in this hangar. But yeah, they're coming in and they see you and they say, "I was told to meet here. Was that sent by you?"
Sent by my teammate Akizva. He's up on the bridge. Is there any injured with your crew?
No, most injured, from what I gather, were on this boat. We loaded them on before you all arrived. There's maybe a few that have a few broken minor bones, but they seem all right now. And a couple of people hop on as well, and they look like they're, Tice pilots.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Then I guess I'll just try to shepherd them away out of. I was gonna say Katra's spitting range, but that's not really a problem right now.
That's not a problem. One of the Tice pilots, and these are like actually like caciques, which are like the mech pilots. They come up to you and kind of like extend a hand, or they don't really extend a hand. They kind of like pat you on the back and they say, "I saw your work. I saw what you and your team did for us. We appreciate it." All these lives out here saved because of you.
It's kind of our job. If we would have turned and run, even if it was to get that signal out. I don't know. We made the right decision, I think, but there was still a lot more that could have been done.
Don't look back on the past. You all made the right decision, like you said. But I'm sure your compatriot called us here for a reason, but I must protest with you. I'm not so sure how long we have to sit and wait to be rescued. Are we going somewhere? What is the plan? Is there security around the perimeter? Our mechs aren't in great condition.
They aren't, but I get the feeling that our plan is to just limp back to Djibouti City and spend our time in transit repairing the mechs and assume by the time we arrive, things will be hunky dory and there will be answers waiting for us.
If Djibouti City is still standing. And they kind of like, that's it.
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that. I'm not going to respond to that. That is a stupid thing to bring up. I'm going to go back to being on autopilot and making rounds again.
Okay.
Buso does not want to focus on the fact that like he basically lost his commanding officer, and like Akizva said and Rico said, we technically failed, but we saved the people. So, meh.
Riho, what you doing? As Buzo's making his rounds and your compatriots are doing what they're doing.
So, do I know that Helena Brio is MIA? Is that a thing
You
that was
got that-
communicated?
Yeah, right, Akiza?
Yeah, you've got all the info. You can see who's on this ship and where they are.
So probably prior to like hearing that Helen was gone, I would have been like running around basically checking up on people, not in a medical sense, but just in a like, hey, how's everyone doing? How are your nerves? Like, do we need to do some nice intense stretching to calm down? Like, what are we doing? And then as soon as I heard that like she was fucking missing, I'm gonna go find her. I gotta go find out where she is. Like, who was responsible for bringing her onto this ship, and where the fuck are they, and why do they not have her?
How are you going to locate her? Just looking around?
Well, I mean, how was she supposed to be brought on? Wasn't there like certain people that we ordered?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we had people arrest her.
Yep.
So I would be looking for the people who were supposed to arrest her. So like whatever group that was.
Okay, cool. So you're probably in, we'll say you're probably in Hangar A, where Katra's kept, and she sees you, and you can hear her like mumble in her gags, just. She's like to talk to you. She's probably like sitting down and stands up and just like intently stares at you the whole time as you're kind of walking through.
I'm just gonna flash her like a really kawaii peace sign as I walk past and smile.
And she like kind of like like books, and you hear like the chain kind of rattling against the pipe a little bit. But yeah, you see Buzo kind of like talking to some of the incoming people from the other boats, and you see a couple other like Tice soldiers that are checking on some of the injured here. And yeah, I would say with Akiza's ability to like pinpoint who else is in here, you find the guy or the person that was that did bring Helena in, and you can ask them the question.
You.
Yes, Riho. How can I help you?
Were you responsible for detaining Helena?
Yes, I brought her in right before, when you all were engaging the Caliphate of Pisha forces outside of the docks.
And where did you leave her?
She's right. Oh. She was there when I left her there. And she kind of pulls up, like you see this like civilian that's kind of on the ground. She pulls out back a mask, and it's a dead person in like Helena Bria's like clothing.
What? A dead person?
Yes, it's like someone's just like it's like one of the civilians has like a bloody wound on their chest, and like they had like a little rain tarp over them, and then like as like they pulled it back, it was like just like a lot of blood, and the person's just like not alive, and it's not Helena Brie, and the person like kind of get down and like kind of check the neck and say, I don't you know where she is?
Uh, was there anyone else guarding her with you?
No, it was just me. She was fairly incapacitated. When we found her, she was pinned between the neck with many scars, and she couldn't walk on her own. It was easy to take her in.
Did you restrain her at all when she was here?
Yes, we restrained her to. Same thing with Katja Sinclair. They put her to the back of a pole.
Interesting. I'm going to, I guess, ping like the whole group, but mostly like Akiza is who I'm interested in talking to. Hey, do we have any surveillance data on the prison hangar?
Yeah, we got as much of it as there. Portia, could you please play the video for Heartbreak, and let's see if we can figure out what's happening?
Certainly. And video plays. It shows Helena being taken in with Katja Sinclair. There's like 4 people on Katja Sinclair, and there's like 1 person on Helena Bria. Shows her being detained by a pole, and then as a lot of people started coming into the boat, and as you guys were like finishing up your combat encounter, the camera gets obscured a lot with all the people that are trying to figure out if they're getting on you guys' boat or getting on other boats. And by the time the people kind of get sorted out, there's a person kind of slumped over in the ground, and there's like a tarp over them, and that's what the camera records.
This motherfucker. So she slipped out on us.
On the island that just exploded?
Nope, on the ship somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, let's...
Hey, Portia, do you want to be a spooky ship ghost? We have a victim.
That sounds enticing.
Maybe I can narrow it down a little bit. We have Helena Bria's biometrics from the TICE database, maybe from our own fight. We could feed that data in to Heartbreak, and maybe she can narrow down potential life signs on the ship.
I mean, we could, and we could also ask Portia too. It is Portia's ship.
I would say, yeah. I mean, yeah. You probably have you have like, yeah. You have her information.
Yeah, we have our information from our fight at least.
Yeah.
Both of our fights. So yeah, Riho, could you track her down and get her?
Well, you wouldn't get like her like location biometrics. You just get like who she is and like
like compare that to like people who are on the ship, and maybe we can find somebody she's disguised as.
Cool.
But more than likely,
yeah. Give me a location and I'm on it.
You don't have a location. You have to go literally search people and interview them and like screen them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue making my rounds then, and quietly be like streaming shit through my hard suit of like, yep, this room seems okay. Yep, this room has like the same people in it. Because I've just been pacing.
Cool. Buza, you've passed by a number of people in the on the ship on your rounds. Most of them were walking with their heads down, like they're just like very like upset and like just mourning and just trying to find space to like recover and stuff. But so
I would like I want to use take control then to try to corral people to like the dorms and stuff and open them up so that they can stop moving around.
So the dorms. Good.
My intention is just so that instead of people like walking around and having Rio have to chase them down, I'm essentially putting them in the same place so like we can take a proper census.
Gotcha. So the dorms are probably too small to incorporate like 30 or so civilians.
At least the ones that are wandering around, though, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you could probably actually give me a roll. Give me a take control roll.
Let's go. Hey,
Yeah, baby. Ooh, damn.
everyone,
Wow.
please find a comfortable seat and wait. We will be coming around with medical attention and snacks.
Right, so you get a group of about 15, like I'll say half the folks, whatever. Again, the most injured are on you guys' ship, and the most tired are you guys on you guys' ship. But yeah, you get a group of like 15 of them that are at least able-bodied. You open up the dorms, you see the family that a family in here that's kind of sleeping. They get woken up and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Nope. I hold a hand up and let them go back to sleep.
Okay, they go back to sleep. But yeah, you get a group of like 15 people. They're kind of holding themselves, and there's bandages on them, and some of them are kind of taking off their rain tarp and showing their faces. And yeah, you don't see Helen and Bria here,
Alrighty.
but you do hear some like loud sounds, like even over the rain, you hear some loud sounds. Hey, hey, stop! Like out on like the top side by Eric,
Then
Sky Eye.
word. I am buzzing then to Riho. Hey, I gathered everyone into the dorms, but I'm hearing a commotion up on the top side if you want to check it out.
On it. I'm gonna run on up to that bitch.
Rio, as
Go,
you
go,
climb, as you climb one of the elevators, not elevators, ladders, you can like zoom in really quick, Rio, and see that little ladder where I'm like putting my cursor. You climb one of those
Yes.
ladders. You see as you just crest over the top, like two people kind of wrestling in the rain, and it's kind of getting slippery and stuff. And you see one person, and it's Sky Eye, and another person that's kind of clothed in a tarp. And he's just like, Sky Eye gets punched in the face, goes down to the ground. Oh! And you see this person start to climb up on a Tice mech that has its cockpit open. You can try and stop them, but they're halfway up.
Do I have a gun?
I believe you have a cool gun.
What are your talent? I mean, your what you call it?
My what?
Your weapons. Your pilot weapons.
I don't remember. Why would I remember?
Click on it's on your sheet.
When I last made Claire's character, she has the combat rig, which gives a bonus to apply fist to faces, and it's basically like a cybernetic sidearm. And then she has a sidearm pistol.
Cool gun.
The cool gun.
The cool gun.
It's just cool.
Yeah, your cool gun is like 30.
It's literally styled to look like ice, actually.
Yeah. You can give me a shot. You can give me a shot. So as Sky Eye kind of goes down in the rain, and you kind of see them kind of fall down to the ground. They're like, wait, someone stop her.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna say right above this person. Like, I don't necessarily want to hit them. I want to scare them and knock them back down.
Coward.
So. I am no coward. I'm just buying time so I can grapple.
Well, you don't know if it's Helen and Bria or not.
That's the other thing. Why would I don't know who this person is. Anyway, what do I roll for that? Just a basic attack?
It should be right on your sheet with the pilot stuff.
Oh,
yeah, you're gonna trigger. These are triggers, not.
Not trigger. Okay, got it.
Oh wait, it's trigger.
So you have to roll the right trigger. So it's like assault would be, or like intimidate, like those. When you're a pilot, you roll.
She's taking control. You're taking control of this situation.
Yeah. Take control works. Yeah, that's perfect.
I love that take control.
Oh no!
No.
What you do, Riho, is the rain kind of coming down. I think I actually have like sounds of rain. Let me see and get us a little more ambiance.
Atmosphere.
Ambiance.
Welcome to NHP Shaka ASMR.
You fire a shot. Boom! It hits the exterior of this mech that this person is climbing. It actually perforates their like tarp that's kind of over their head, barely missing their their head or whatever. And off kind of comes off. You see the face of a long-haired, golden-haired lady that looks fairly injured, and she looks back at you and says, "Nice try, Riho. But I'm getting off this fucking boat." And she boards inside the mech, and she just kind of falls back into the water. that big splash kind of happens.
Is there anything I can do as far as like trying to tag the mech before she goes, or like?
Yeah, you can. I'll say it's difficult, but yeah. I mean, I don't know do you have any pilot gear to do that? Let's see what you
I don't
have.
fucking
She has her
know.
drone.
You have a live ringside broadcast drone.
Yes.
Yeah, you can send your drone on it. I would say it's going to be difficult, unless you can think of a reason to give yourself an accuracy.
So sending my drone after her to like. I guess I don't know exactly what it's doing. Is she like, am I just able to like scan it for info, or like can I actually like tag it? Like I would want some way to track it.
A small non-combat drone are common, blah blah. They are noisy. They can fly about half a mile with good maneuverability before losing signal, relaying audio and visual information as they go. So they can go about half a mile.
Getting
It's
the
like pressure
direction
wire,
on
yeah.
this thing might not be bad, but
So I could just have it follow and then try and like triangulate coordinates based on wherever direction she's going. So
I'm imagining her falling off the back of the boat and you just like and take out a cell phone and just like start playing with it while your drone is following her over the water.
correct.
Like,
I have a
alright.
live feed. And actually, you know what? Maybe that's where the accuracy comes in. I'm obviously really, really good at putting on a good show. So my camera work is also pretty stellar, as you know from watching the Blimpies ad in the orbital drop.
Wow.
I so bad regret even using the stupid word blimpy. I wish I would have been more creative and used something else.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Blimpy is the best.
All right, Clara, you can give me a roll. And I'll say it's an accuracy, so it was with the difficulty, so just it's gonna be a flat roll. Hey, as a success, as you see Helena Bria in this commandeered Teist assault cacique net kind of falls off the back and the cockpit slowly closes before it hits the water. Your drone is like taking pictures, snap, 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 as it submerges on the water. Snap, snap, snap. Your drone even actually dives in the water. It starts taking snaps of Helena Bria. It looks like she's going straight down. Like this mech has no capabilities for like maneuverability, like no EVA systems. It's going straight down into the water. And you get the sense that after kind of looking at the pictures with the drone sending back to you live feed, that she's just waiting to get picked up from someone else, and she's going to try and survive as long as she can in the cockpit with the oxygen.
I'm curious about something now.
Question is she waiting for an underwater pickup then? Because she has no capabilities to swim. So
I guess so.
You don't see her mech doing anything. Like, you guys are pretty far out at sea. Like, she can go pretty deep.
So I'm gonna. Do we have like sonar or something on this ship?
You might.
Limited.
Limited.
I have a stupid question. I have a single turret drone left. How do you feel if I rolled a turret drone off the back of our boat?
Well, it's not going to target unless anybody else targets it. That being said,
Shit.
I was thinking about guess who can pilot my mech and doesn't need life support down that far.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to tell her to go get him. Go get her. Or tell
Do
her to
it.
go get Helena Bria.
So you're going to put
Do it.
Heartbreak's Heartbreak is going to be in the mech, and then you're going to send it off?
To go get Helena Bria. Yeah, like can Rico, can you attach the anchoring winch to Heartbreak and send her down off the back hangar?
Rico emerges from a cave and sure thing. Give me a moment. And starts doing frantic. He starts hitting it with a wrench until it happens like a video game.
How many eyebrows do you have?
I don't know what
What
that
do you
means.
start hitting? What do you start hitting?
I start hitting it with a wrench until it happens like a video game.
Yeah, he starts working on getting the anchor on Heartbreak.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Heartbreak, gets on the mech. It's in the mech, and it's Heartbreak's like casket is like in the mech, right? Like it's
Yep.
like all of Heartbreak. Okay, cool. So Heartbreak gets in your mech and starts to kind of activate in the hangar, and people like move out of the way, like, oh my god, like this big old mech is moving, clamping, and then you see from the top level, Rico is banging on the anchor, and it kind of just drops, and then Heartbreak just kind of clamps on and drops down low and kind of plummeting into the water. And Heartbreak responds back to you and says, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I think you should fire adhesive chaff missiles, disable her communications, and see if she'll come up willingly.
All right. You want to give me a roll, and actually it's going to be risky. Because Helena Brie is probably going to return fire, and return fire is in you guys' direction, or your boat's direction.
Yeah, that might be the case, but I think if she gets hit with a round of adhesive chaff missiles, she's not going to do that. What do you want me to do?
Hold up. Am I able to use, because I have that goofy like shield system, could I broadcast that like along the back of their ship and just have like my big metal face mech basically projecting a big ass shield on the back of our boat so stray shots won't damage it?
You can give me engineering mech skill check.
It is a long shot, but I figured I'd try to help.
I will say it's going to be difficult.
And what do you want me to roll for the for Heartbreak fire and the missiles?
I feel like it's a mech skill check. So I feel like it would be like systems to like target things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Woo! Ooh, Buzo. You're like literally, like your mech is like diverting all its power to putting up this massive projected shield.
Hell yeah.
Kind of exterior of the boat. Go ahead, Hugo.
Okay.
Risky though. If you don't get a, you succeeded.
Let's
You
go
also failed.
fishing.
So, but the fail is okay because it was blocked by the. Okay, so anyways, so you the Heartbreak drops down and fires. Well, do you want to narrate it?
Yeah, Heartbreak drops down on the anchor, waits, locks on using all of my talents and profile, and just fires the missile, and it waits as it waits, it waits, it waits, and waits. And then there's some fire that I assume Helena Bria shoots back up and hits the bottom of the boat, and it's projected by the shield. And then she, having shot that and not being able to communicate and not wanting to drown, I assume she's gonna hail for a rescue.
You shoot the chaff missile, hits her, and it jams. Does it jam her? What's it do? I can't remember.
It reduces her tech attacks or
okay.
but I assume here it's just gonna like mess up her systems in general.
Yeah. You don't get any communication, or Heartbreak doesn't get any communication back from Helena Bria. Seems like she's either gonna die here, or just that's it. Retrieve her. You gotta retrieve her if you really want to.
I think Heartbreak's gonna keep riding the anchor line down and sensing her until we find her.
All right, give me agility check.
Good stuff.
Heartbreak.
I'm gonna use my MHP talent to re-roll that.
That is only for combat.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Only for combat. So, Heartbreak dives down deeper as the anchor finally stops, and because it hit its link, it's like length or whatever. And Heartbreak is like, you get a camera, like you're probably watching through a camera feed or whatever. You see like your crab claws barely miss grappling Helena Bria as she's like reloading her assault rifle and trying to fire some more, but missing the whole time. But anyways, she sinks down, kind of like glued. You see like the adhesive stuff in the chaff missile just keeps is all over her neck or whatever. It just keeps sinking down until she is obscured by the sea.
It's tough to say based on the data we've got for the sea floor. I don't know if the pressure is going to crack her suit or not. It's 50-50. It depends on how much damage the missiles did.
It's very likely.
I don't know if she lived or not, but we can't afford to wait anymore.
We could geotag where she fell and I don't know.
Yeah,
drop.
We'll send it back. But I think Eric's probably going to need some help on the deck, Buso.
Yeah, Rio, you see Eric like picking himself up and stumbling a little bit and says, Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
She got away. Dropped right into the fucking ocean.
I had her. Just one more right hook, I would have had her.
I believe you, man. You were right there. Come on now, let's get you some medical attention. Buso will want to see you.
He falls down face first.
No.
Great. I will carry his ass to Buso.
What a champ.
As you pick him up, he says, I'm a better fighter in the air. I think that's why they call me Sky High.
Uh-huh.
Cool. So, as you kind of get a scene of you bringing Sky into the lobby or somewhere, finally all the people from the flotilla made it onto the boat after seeing what went on and kind of taking cover a little bit from the from seeing like mech action happen like out in open sea. But they come. One of them probably finds you, Akizva, in the bridge, and comes like knocking on the door. And Portia says, "There's a dirty person at the door. Should I open it?"
Please.
All right. The door opens, and this person's like, you see like maybe like 8 or so others. Actually, there's like, it's like probably like 20 or so others because you had like 10. Yeah, so it's like 20 or so other like combination of like civilians and enticed mech pilots, caciques or whatever. They say, you wanted to talk.
Yeah, we needed to get close enough to reestablish communications and turn over control of the flotilla to my NHP. We're headed back to Chakotay City. We need to get an inventory of your wounded, what systems you have that are still online, and what damage you need that needs to be repaired. What damage you have that needs to be repaired. And we need to start getting orders in place to build a chain of command so that we can get back to Chakotay City. We're already having security issues.
I saw it. I'm assuming that was one of the folks who attacked the festival.
Yeah, Helena Bria, if you can believe it.
Helena.
Yep.
She was my commanding officer back in school. I can't believe it.
Believe it. She
Believe
personally tried to kill me.
Well, you're here, and Helena's quite the pilot, so I'm here to help. Where should we meet? There's many of us.
We need to pull the flotilla in, get everybody in enough range for the ship-to-ship transmitters to start transmitting codes. Heartbreak's on her way back up now out of my frame, and she'll be able to help coordinate our efforts. In the meantime, before we can get all of our systems linked, you need to see Buso about resupply, you need to see Rico about repairs, and you need to see Riho about making sure that security is up to snuff, and I'll be here coordinating everything.
Okay, cool. All right, so what they're gonna do is they'll say, "That's a good plan. Is it okay if I set some of the others?" And he says like the other like remaining Tice Cacique pilots says, "It's okay if we just post up in the lobby. I see you have a place for all of us to kind of get you guys' plan. I think it'd be good if we all heard it collectively."
Absolutely. We'll have a quick meeting, and then I want you to go amongst the surviving civilians and start designating civilian leaders in order to get everybody to designate a chain of command. We can't keep having civilians come to us with every problem.
That sounds like a good plan. And sorry, I don't know your name. I recognize your frame, but not you.
Akizva Savrats, and we're with the Volunteer Legion.
Thank you, Akizva. And he says that, and the rest of the folks who are kind of like hanging outside the hallway, kind of onlooking your conversation, they kind of flood into the lobby room, and just kind of like some are like standing up, some are sitting down in chairs, some are like curled outside the hallway, eating some like ration soup or whatever, and they're like, kind of waiting for you guys to show up to really get the whole plan.
Rico, finish up what you're doing, and then if you can join us up on the bridge, we need to get everybody. We need to get contact with everyone and get our plan for getting home.
This sheet isn't working anyway. I'm on my way.
think I have a image of the MOB. No, I don't. I have like a sheet. Okay, never mind. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. I kind of do. Let me show this to you guys.
Hey.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the interior?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, just like enlarge it. So you guys are grouping up in the, where is it? Lobby? Yeah, the small little room, the lobby. Yeah, it's pretty small. It's just like an AV room. But anyways, there's I'd say it's probably enough room to fit maybe 8 people very tightly. But there's people hanging out in the kitchen, kind of trying to make some coffee or whatever, and people like hanging out in the hallway, and they're like waiting, and I guess they see you guys kind of flood into the room, and they kind of give you the berth, and yeah, they wait for you guys to like start to tell them what to do.
Yeah, so we just lay out the plan. Our plan is to take stock of our resources and damage treat anybody who's wounded, and then once we've made repairs, we head for Chibodi City.
Okay. One person kind of like raises their hand as you go over the plan succinctly.
Yes.
Excuse me, but what the fuck happened on Yako's dagger?
We don't have all of the intelligence yet, but there are elements on Tiano that don't want to see various nations united. They've attacked the breaking of the houses with exceptional brutality in order to make sure that's the case.
Well, what I saw my sisters and brothers killing my sisters and brothers. I saw the Caliphate of Pisha attacking innocent civilians. That's what I saw. External actors.
And then you saw them blow up the entire island to get rid of the evidence.
I didn't necessarily see that myself. There's some information that you would like to divulge? I just saw the whole thing go up in a blaze.
Because we have compromised security, I'm not going to be revealing any sensitive information or intelligence we have during this meeting. If we determine that you need that information as we make our way back to Chibodi, we'll provide it. But as of right now, we don't know how to separate fact from the misinformation that we've been fed. All we know now is that we're in danger, we need to take stock of our supplies, and we need to get somewhere as safe as possible.
Someone else says, "Give the man a break, jeez, they're providing us safe quarter here." Another person says, "Well, how are we supposed to know they're not traitors themselves?"
Because we aren't shooting you. And I'm gonna...
Also, I think you might have forgotten that we took a lot of hits just to save your asses. Why would we do that if we weren't on your side?
Yeah, someone else says, "Exactly. Do you know who this is? This is Rio. She's the best person, the goodest person that I've ever seen. There's no way they could be against us, is it?"
Of course not. I'm here for you guys.
Someone,
if you'd like
someone
to-
else.
Now, if you'd like to nominate yourself as a civilian advisor when we have an intelligence matter, I'm more than willing to keep you in the loop.
Yeah, the person that was kind of doubting you kind of chimes in and kind of crosses their arms and says, "Sure, I'll nominate myself, but I've got one precondition. That big monstrosity in the hangar, she's got to go. We got to take her out. Unless she's one of your conspirators."
Big snort.
Wait. We gotta get rid of Katra?
Yeah, they're insinuating that Kacha must be like taken out, like for good.
Like murder.
If you'd
So
like
here's
to
the
go,
thing.
yeah,
She's too valuable to us alive. We need that intel.
Yeah. As much as I would I'm not gonna lie, she's kind of a bitch, and she's spitting all over the hangar and making life miserable for all of us. I too wish that we could keel haul her behind this boat. But Riho is right, and she's honestly going to be more useful after we shove her into a cell. However, if this boat gets compromised and it turns out Djibouti City is already taken and we're all going to be on the run, you can do the honors.
I'd also like to point out she's never once defeated me. We got this.
Okay. I would say with that, the guy that was kind of like their arms crossed and like kind of being skeptical, just kind of like sits back down and says, "All right, something happens to any one of us, their blood is on your hands."
Trust me, they are already soaked after everything else that happened at that island. I wish I could have saved more, but here we are. So stay mad. Just don't do stupid shit to divide this boat even more when obviously you guys are dealing now with a divided planet.
You say that, and you hear from the hallway, not within the room or whatever. You say, "Our hands are soaked in blood too. What about the sacrifices we made?" And you hear like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah."
Is that just from all the other like rando troops?
Yes, it's random. Just
Random
none of the
people,
yeah, randos outside.
Yeah.
You guys get the sense that there is not skepticism towards you all, but there is a lot of like just a lot of trauma from like what happened, and people are just taking it out on someone and trying
They
to get
want
out
to
on
target.
whoever. Yeah, they want to target. They exactly want to target. I would say someone give me a roll to either pull rank or charm or some type of social role, or you can threaten them. I don't know, however you want to do it to kind of assuage these like, for at least for now, these like emotions.
Rico, how do you want to play this?
Rico is has been very quiet this whole time, but has been radiating rage in a chair quietly, and stands up and walks over to, I don't know, this person who's causing trouble, and she says, very quietly, "Listen, we all... tensions are high right now, alright? None of us have time to be getting at each other's throats. I would very much like to get back to my work, and I would love an opportunity to test out some of my new devices. So, if you have a problem with us, speak up, say something. I am happy to show you what I've been working on. Otherwise, I need you to get the fuck back into the hangar and do your job."
Give me a roll. You have like a what kind of social roles do you have?
I mean, the only social role I have is pull rank.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. Yeah. Take an accuracy.
This is Rico's villain arc. I've never played an asshole before, and I'm figuring.
Yes.
I want you to get mad.
Get mad. Get mad.
Let me know if I'm being a jerk. All right, here we go. Rolling. Oh, and with accuracy, awesome. Here we go. Just barely.
Whoa. Nice.
Your nerd
Yeah.
physique doesn't help.
Yeah, you kind of get in this person's face, and I'd say they're probably like maybe like 3 or 4 inches taller than you, so they're slightly like over your head. And
with my hair, I can make up for it.
You get in their face, and as you start talking, you really start getting intent with like your eyes and like what you're saying with your words and your tone or whatever. They kind of like just get back down, and they'll say, yeah, whatever. Just don't let any one of us die again. And then they kind of walk out and go in the hangar where you told them to go.
Rico rolls his eyes. Well, fortunately for you, that is exactly what I'm working on.
Same. I say as I'm typing out a request to the Uno Kenki. Please give Snake.
Nice. Okay. So some other things you get from this meeting, and you get like understanding of what's going on. You guys have about 2 or 3 days before you get to the shore. Wait, do you guys want to do anything else before I tell you about downtime stuff?
No, I don't think so. Just make sure all the ships are linked up as best they can be.
Yeah. I would say they're all linked up, at least for the time of this meeting. Go ahead and freak up if you think about something.
I'm thinking, but nothing is coming to mind.
So
I mean, you guys did contact Ileana. She just is still in the thing, pouting, trying to talk to Sky Eye. But you can also talk to Ileana during
Downtime.
Yeah.
I mean, should I go check on Ileana? We did kind of like bond over her almost dying in my cockpit.
it's true.
I think are the best person to do it.
I was kind of hoping that she would be in a better headspace so that we could turn her into like the Maiden of the Revolution or some goofy shit.
So
a figurehead.
I just watched the thing on Princess Diana, so maybe she'll die in a car accident too.
No,
not Ileana. Riho, if you're interested in Ileana, someone will raise their hand in the meeting after that one person, after Rico kind of told that one person to get the fuck out of here. They'll say, I don't know if you all have any in-ways with any other people here, but Ileana, I've been watching over her. She seems quite distraught. I'm a bit worried for her safety. She's in hangar B, towards the front of the ship. I don't know if any one of you would probably convince her to snap out of her emotions. I'm sure the people around the flotilla would be emboldened by her speech or her words.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, come with me. I'll take you. I mean, it's your ship, and you know where to go. But
The Princess of the Ring and the Princess of Tyon.
When that person says it's your ship, you know where to go. Rico's gonna say, you would think so. And yet.
And yet.
Yeah, I did make the layout of this thing ass.
It's part of one of the things that we decided about it was that it's really obnoxious to get around in here.
Oh yeah.
What is the complication inconvenient Infoconic technology called unexpected complications and challenge? Yeah, I forgot about these things. Let's see, time is off. Yeah,
all the fucking clocks are off.
Cool. Okay, anyways. Yeah, Riho, you make your way out of the lobby, and you start to make your way out and trying to go to hangar B, which is downwards. Somehow you get down. I don't know how you get down. I think you have to go out through the porch and then go down. Like you have to go out through the porch and go down. Anyway, you make your way down there and you're escorted by this Tice pilot. He's just saying to you, telling you how he's tried to get her to respond and feel better or whatever, but nothing's worked. And he just kind of knocks on the door. Dun, 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 dun. She says, "Get out of here! I told you!" And then you hear she says, "Get out!" And she throws something out the door. Ding!
Hey, Ileana?
Riho?
Yeah, would you mind if I came in for a minute?
Yeah, don't let anyone else in.
Got it. I'm gonna push the other guy out of the way gently and open the door.
The guy's like, "She touched me."
Can I get your autograph?
He backs up and you go through the door and you see Ileana just kind of pacing back and forth, just hair in a fritz, or hair is down, and let me see. I think I have a picture of her. Yeah. Here she is. I think I can add her to the stage. So let me see. How do you do this? No, I forgot how to do this. How to add them to the stage. I don't even know how to do it. Oh yeah, I know how to do it. Oh wait, that's not how you do it.
I saw a line.
That was ominous.
Hey.
There we go. I figured it out. Anyways, yeah, she's there, and she just kind of like sees you enter, and her hair is like unbraided and it's like messy, and she looks relatively okay, intact. She just looks like she's been crying a lot, and she says to you, "Riho, my father, he abandoned me. He left me here to die."
What makes you think that?
Oh, why else would I be here on this fucking ship with strangers? Maybe my father's dead. Do you think he's dead? I saw the
Do I
explosion.
think he's dead? Did her dad get off the island? Do we know that?
Nope.
Fuck. Ah! Okay. Well, we don't have any evidence one way or the other about how your father's doing, but he did have a great team protecting him and backing him up. And the reason you're here and not with him is because he entrusted your safety to us. You know, the Lancers.
Give me a roll. Like a social roll or something.
Yeah, charm.
Yeah, charm's perfect.
I am not charming today.
Oh. As the second you say, we don't know either way if her father's alive, she breaks down and like drops down to the ground. She's just like starts bawling and crying. She's like, "My father, he couldn't have made it. None of my friends could have made it." And she just starts like weeping, like uncontrollably.
I'm gonna kneel down on the ground next to her and just like put an arm around her, and kind of like squeeze comfortingly, not creepily, and be or aggressively. Just be like, hey, this kind of stuff happens, unfortunately, but you know what? We have so many people on our side, protecting you, protecting your family, protecting your friends. We are gonna get to the bottom of what's going on here, and we are gonna find them.
As you say, we're gonna find them, she's weeping, but it starts to turn to like a different type of emotion, like a more like aggressive emotion, and she's like kind of like softly banging on your heart suit, like on your chest of your heart. She says, "We're gonna find them. I'm gonna find them." She's like clenching her fist. "I'm gonna kill them." And she like gets like kind of like aggressive.
How about you leave the killing to us? We don't need to stain your hands too, okay?
She's like obviously in shock and like going through different emotions and shit. But she keeps steady with like the angry like she even gets to the point where she like kind of gets up and like is looking around for a weapon and is like gonna run off of the boat, and I don't know, like she's looking for a weapon, right, to like go charge whoever.
Hey, Ileana, remember what we talked about. You don't need to get your hands dirty. Let us handle it, okay? If you want to help us, though, you could help us get all the people on this crew together. They are really down just as much as you are, and it would mean so much to them to see a friendly face come forward and like let them know that we're doing our best and it's going to be okay.
Cool. You say that, and she just kind of like is still kind of pacing back and forth, and she stopped before she kind of reaches the door, and I say she has like a big old wrench in her hand. She says, as you say, like, you know, you can still help us and you can like talk to the people or whatever. She just kind of like straightens up her shoulders, and you kind of see the back of her, and she's like straightens up her shoulders, and her hands and arms tense. She knows she can't do anything. She just drops the wrench, and she just starts kind of like crying a little bit again, and kind of wiping her eyes. And she says, "Okay, you're right. I have to be strong. My father's dead. There's no one else. It has to be me." And she just kind of like listen to what you're saying and trying to talk herself up, still out of it.
We don't know all that yet. Let's go wash our face. Let's go find a nice. Let's go wash our face, breathe for a minute, and then let's go up there and see what we can do.
Okay. She's complacent right now and just following you and taking your lead.
Sweet. I'm gonna go wash our faces together.
So
Girl time.
y'all walk out of the door and you see the Tice pilot that is surprised to see Ilyana with you as you walk out and says, "Can I help with any? I'll clean up inside." He just kind of sees you guys are doing your own thing. Cool. So yeah, you go. You spend a little bit of time to get Ilyana up to snuff, but she is you failed your roll, so she's still like dealing like a lot, processing a lot of the emotions and stuff, and she's probably gonna flip between like anger and like and atrophy or whatever, not atrophy, but like whatever, right? Like
Apathy?
She can't. Apathy, yeah. She's gonna flip through that a lot.
That's okay. We got this. She's a fucking teenager. She's allowed to be unstable.
Yeah. So back in the meeting room, there's probably you guys are discussing a couple more things. And let me see. There's one person who chimes in and says, "I'm sure." And they're kind of like pulling up a map, and the map projects from their like hard suit camera that's almost kind of broken and fritzing in and out and whatever. And they kind of flip a map of how long it'll take to get to Chibodi. It says, "It's going to take us about 3 days to get to the coastline in Chibodi. I don't know if you all, well, Akizva, I believe your name is, you said it, but I think it's important you spend these next few days establishing a perimeter around the boat. With that one person escaping, I don't know if there's any others going to follow us or come after us."
Exactly. We gotta close up our security gaps, but making sure that all of these ships and all of the people are safe should be our first priority.
Cool. So yeah, basically I have 2 downtime actions planned out. One of them is get to know Portia, which could be a wild card. And the other one is setting the story straight, which many people think that the Caliphate of Pisha attacked the festival. Many people think that Tice was the one that even like the civilians and the Tice pilots both think that Tice had some type of fissure and they ended up attacking the festival for whatever reason. And then maybe at least one person thinks that you all actually attacked the festival and you guys are trying to lure them into a trap. So there's a lot of different views, and you can spend downtime setting the story straight. You can also do other downtimes that are in the book, but you guys just let me know what it is. You have about 3 days. This downtime will last about 3 days, and when it's over, you'll essentially reach communication range and you'll reach the shoreline.
I really want to set this story straight, but I'm trying to think of like how we should do it, because we have all of that footage and stuff, but I also am not sure how to.
Uso's a tough, respectable guy. You can just browbeat people until they believe you. They can't go anywhere.
It's a good.
Yes, but it's a little heavy-handed, and Buso believes in mob rule.
I'm a little torn between like what I feel like I think Rico would do and what I am very curious about this get to know Portia thing, but I feel like Rico would not. I have something in mind that I think Rico would be trying to do, but
Maybe she keeps getting in the way of his repairs or other things.
maybe.
That would be a reason to like stop working against her and work with her.
You are shooting lasers in one of her rooms
I am
at random.
not at random objects. It's different.
Let's take it like a 10-minute break, and then it's like 8. So how much time do you have, Akizva?
Hold on. Break. Yeah, so I've got right up until I've got a little less than 2 hours now.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, let's take like a 10-minute break. So like, 10 minutes we'll regroup.
I'm not good.
3, 2, 1, start back up.
Turn up.
All right. We're coming back to it
Playing Lance.
as our players were starting their downtime. I think I don't think we established who was going first, but there are 2 downtime actions you can take that are custom getting to know Portia and setting the story straight. But there's also the other ones you can take in the book. Just let me know what they are, and then we'll figure out what we do. Who wants to go first?
I mean, Riho could go.
Yeah.
Going strong.
Hey,
Roll something higher than a 10.
I will try, but I make no promises. So I am here to set the story straight. I got all this footage, and we're gonna do something with it. And I'm gonna make like a little like documentary type of situation with like Helena's speech and like all the like, I don't know, it'll be very dramatic and wonderful. That's the goal. Like interesting to watch, but also kind of just propaganda on our side.
Alrighty, what trigger are you using?
All of them. No. I'm thinking. I wanted to say charm, but then I'm also like, is it showing off?
This is showing off.
I think it's either one. I mean, you can literally use any single one you want. I mean, I feel like if you show off, it's like mainly like focus. It's more looking like a wrestling promotion, but also like a factual documentary wrestling promotion.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But I think if it,
I love the idea of like, yes, welcome to history class. Let's put on this video.
let's go, Rio.
I'm imagining like edutainment done by Randy Sapp.
Yeah. Oh yeah, brother.
Oh yeah.
Show off it is then.
Rio.
Do I get any advantages from my organization?
Unfortunately, you have no connection to the OmniNet, so no organizational benefits. Unless maybe we'll say maybe one person. Well, you know what? What was your organization? I can't remember what you chose. Let me see.
The World Star Wrestling.
My organization is my
Yeah. You have +2 influence and efficiency. Oh yeah, actually, thank you for reminding me.
Call it my media empire. Media empire.
Yeah, Rio's social media empire. Okay, so when you have an organization, you do need to roll despite anything at the start of the downtime to see if it's going to be increased.
How it's going without you.
Yeah, so get organized, blah blah. When your organization blah blah. Each downtime after the first roll on a 9 or less, choose one of your organization. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, on a 9 or less, choose one or your organization folds immediately. Your influence loses 2. So on 9 or this on a 9 or less, your organization loses 2 efficiency, and 2 influence to a minimum of 0. If they're both already 0, you may not choose this. Your organization needs to pay debts, make an aggressive move, blah blah blah. It doesn't really matter. Just roll, and then we'll figure out.
We want to get above.
What am I rolling?
Yeah, just a flat D20. Just press the D20 button.
I'm scared.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
4 is your favorite number.
No. You go down to you get to choose 2 things. You roll the 9 or less, you get to choose either one. Either your organization loses 2 efficiency and 2 influence to a minimum of 0. Yours is at 0, or your organization needs to pay debts, make an aggressive move, or get bailed out. You choose which, and I decide what that looks like.
An aggressive move, you say?
Or pay debts, or you choose.
Yeah. Would it be considered aggressive if I go really hard on making this like historical wrestling promo style video, and really pushing that out there like as soon as I'm connected again? I did also preemptively send some of this footage with those like RIP VIPs that we saved.
That's true.
Yeah, you did, but you don't have connection to the VIPs right now.
I don't, but if they have reached internet, they could be doing things with it. I'm just saying.
They could be deleting the information and just acting like it never happened.
They could be. It's fine.
Yeah, so you can do an aggressive move. I'm just gonna say that it looks like a wrestling promotion, and it looks like it's more focused on you, and it maybe trivializes the impact of what actually happened, while you can understand from the background and like the other shots or whatever, it's like literally like a wrestling promotion featuring you, and it may come off as distasteful. It will come off as distasteful.
You've been off the internet for 3 days.
The message is supposed to be like that we saved island.
Yeah,
like,
but
we
you
saved
failed the
people.
roll. So I mean, the facts are there. The facts are there,
Right.
but in the back,
God,
like
fuck.
it's very distasteful. I mean, you could choose to lose efficiency and influence instead of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna take the stat hit.
This is what happens when you don't post for 3 days.
All right, you are taking the stat hit, Riho. I'm editing your notes page. It says Riho. You are now at 0 efficiency and 0 influence. Social media empire has died down. But you don't post for 3 days.
God damn it. It's fine. Okay, well,
What does it look like when you get like the completed video? And I probably imagine like probably Sky Eye is helping you out with a little bit of the video, and he's like shows it to you. He's like, I don't know. It looks it might work.
yeah. Not exactly what I had in mind. Not quite vision.
I spent the last 3 days doing this.
I'm a little concerned that it might be offensive to some people because it's maybe not quite as sensitive to the subject matter as it should have been.
Yeah, but you're Riho. Like,
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take some of those badass shots and we're gonna put them out as like short clips, but we're gonna do that like later. First, we gotta do a boring version. Don't worry about it. We gotta do a boring version. But like, if you, like, I can get someone else. It's good.
no, I can do it.
Are you sure?
I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it.
Okay. The most dramatic part should be Helena's villain speech.
Cool. All right. So this is just like their downtime. Not your down. This is just like your organization. Now you actually need to roll for your downtime. Sometimes when you roll for your, I mean, not every time you take a downtime, you can use your organization's benefit to add to the roll, but this time you can't because you don't have any efficiency and influence. So you just
No
roll.
benefits.
You're pivoting from
You're gonna
Twitter
roll.
to TikTok.
You're gonna use your trigger, a trigger that you want, and then you're gonna try and set the story straight with this very boring and mundane video. it's like narrated by like, I don't know, some boring ass narrator.
I mean, an
fine.
island explodes in this video.
I mean,
it's gonna
it's
be hard
just-
to make that boring.
Yeah, I just.
It's like bad camera angles.
I'm like, it just needs to tell the truth, and if he's trying to be too exciting, it's just, there's a line. He was crossing it. It's fine.
It's like Planet Cloverfield. I mean Cloverfield Project or whatever, where it's like all bad. And
Shaky cam.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Cell phone footage. Okay. And I still want to like get the truth out there, so I have a boring ass video. I'm gonna roll charm for this one.
Cool. Yes, give me a roll. Yeah, to charm, and let's see what happens.
There's a roll.
Nice.
Oh my god! At least I'm cute.
So, apparently, the way you and Sky Eye edited this video really matched the tone of what people were expecting to see and hear and kind of take in from what happened. It was a great way for them to process. Even Ilyana, which is like a little like out of it, like found it tasteful. That what happened occurred like this, and then after people were kind of like these are people from like the flotilla that are like coming on, and their videos being sent to your local area like network, and people are watching it, and then, I mean, obviously it kind of shows you, but it maybe trivializes you a little bit and more focuses on like the subject matter in and of itself. You gain the Reputation Reserve, and this will be a separate clock specific for you or your team, Riho. I'll say it's for your team mainly. It goes up to 5, but you have 1 reputation right now. So it's like you can cash it in for things. So you have like a resource clock for like social things. If you like need to pull weight around something, you have this reputation clock you can use for things. So let me actually create this clock for you. Deployable.
Reputation. Nice. This video is probably gonna become super famous.
Hell yeah!
Literal history.
It's gonna be yeah, literal history.
When wrestlers make history.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, did I do this right? Lancer clock sheet. There we go. There you go. And I am going to put it actually on you guys' map of the whole Island. So let's move you guys over to the Tiano map.
We're on the Island.
Island. Hold on. There we go.
Feels like
Put
it's
the
been a
arrow
long time
around.
since we've seen this map.
Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, so you all are now headed somewhere else. Let's turn that bad boy around. And you're headed to Tice controlled territory. And I will put your clock on the riggedy right. It's gonna say reputation. Can you see that?
Yep.
Bet. Alright, so Riho, I'm gonna tick it up one level and make it so you can see it. Oh, fucking shit. There you go. Cool. So yeah, now you have reputation. And also you guys have mobile-based resources that you can spend time to upgrade. I forgot about that. Well, maybe you can't do it right now. I mean, maybe you can do it right now.
We're in the middle
I
of the
don't know.
water. What the hell could we do?
Yeah, right. You probably can't do it right now. So yeah, that was. Anything else from your downtime, Riho?
I don't think so. I think that's she hit her objective. We're good.
All right. Yeah. So Akizva, Buzo, Rico, you all get the video as well. And Akiza, I probably imagine you're probably. I don't know. Where are you, Akizva?
I think Akizva spent a significant amount of time in the bridge still, just coordinating and doing that constantly. Heartbreak manages a lot of it, but there are a lot of other decisions or things that go wrong. He's there. The place is strewn around with like cups for coffee and things, and every time he gets ready to like get more, he just like leaves the cup instead of taking it and putting it back in the synthesizer.
Gotcha.
He's wired off stims and just in there. If anybody goes in there, it's just like this dark magenta hued room.
Nice. So Portia kind of like stretches, like as still in cat, and like stretches like their back or whatever a little bit, and says, looks at you and says, "Are you gonna clean any of this up? It was clean before you came here."
Yeah, I'm just busy. Yeah, I'll get everything. Yeah, and we'll do the montage of him cleaning up all of the cups and getting shaved and showering and trying to get ready, because I think he's gonna want to try to talk to, what was the
Ileana?
Fatum.
Oh, big ballin'.
Yeah, and so I guess that's what he's going to do. We're going to try and improve our reputation, but I'm going to make sure Fatum has all of the facts that I do. So I'm going to share. I say, as when I go and meet with her, I say, I understand that your position here, you're a bit of a captive audience, but I don't suppose you would be interested in me sharing the intelligence that we gathered about the attack?
Oh, Akizva, look at you jumping the narrative, reading my mind. Powerful. Hold on, let me look at my notes. Also, this art is by Wayne. Good job, Wayne.
Hell
Very
yeah.
nice art.
I remember it from the book. Good job, Wayne.
So say it again, Akiza.
I said, I know you're a bit of a captive audience here on the boat, but while we have some time, would you be interested in reviewing the intelligence we gathered from the attack?
So Fatum is a little surprised. Where would you say this like happened? Like where this conversation?
I assume her and the rest of the VIPs, they kind of have an area with some of their own security and things, but if she's running around helping people, just kind of very casually and nonchalantly while I'm helping her do whatever she's doing.
So Fatum, so you would probably get the sense that Fatum was trying to maintain a very low, like personal radar, and like so there aren't any other VIPs other than her and Ileana and Katra and other on the ship. There's like the others, but they're like video comment or whatever. So Fatum is like actually surprised you noticed her on the ship, and you approach her. We'll say that she's probably like helping some people, like attending to their wounds or whatever, and just spending time trying to blend in or whatever. And she's probably got like a little rain jacket over her. And as you say that to her, she's like, "Ah, so you did notice me. Akis Vasazvrats. It is good to see you. You have quite a keen eye. What would you ask of me?"
Just to simply sit and listen to what we've gathered. I'll leave the conclusions to form up to yourself, but I only offer the facts.
Well, I have a bit of words to exchange with you too. Maybe now is the time. Should you start him?
No, please, I'm open for you. What do you need?
Well, I get the sense you Mefakane descendant? It's just a hunch.
Yes, that's true.
Well, why don't we find somewhere that's comfortable and suitable for a conversation to occur?
My thoughts exactly. So I'll take her to the bridge.
All right. So she follows you to the bridge. Portia looks at you again, like kind of like, you dirty human, and she lets you in. And Batum just kind of like looks out into like the sea, and you guys don't see the coastline yet, but just a bunch of still people that are in better sorts and looking a little bit better, and looks like people are actually getting their stuff together or whatever, like working cohesively as you look out into the scenery or whatever. So anyways, Batum says, Akiza, do you know what Dalabits are?
I think so. They're ceremonial beads that are used in storytelling, right?
Exactly. You are not too far from the tree, I guess. Do you mind if I activate mine?
Go right ahead. I'd be curious to see how they work.
Well, I believe this story we will exchange, this conversation, will be useful for the Sengomas back home in Kulu.
Not worried about that, I say as I like casually touch the beads while she has them. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about your safety. And I'm going to attempt to charm her for this.
Okay. Cool. You want to give me a little charmer?
Yeah. So I'm going to
see if I can. Is this like your downtime action to
Yeah,
charm
my
her?
downtime action to is to essentially improve our reputation by making sure that Fatum is a little bit too invested in our struggle. And that could be because I'm somewhat because I'm being somewhat disingenuous. I could do act unseen or unheard here if you would prefer. But he's definitely attempting to get her interested at a personal level.
Slick.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what act unseen or unheard. I don't know if it's like an audio,
It's yeah,
is
without
like a physical thing, or is it like, go ahead.
Here basically I'm just trying to make her think that my sort of the romantic tension she's feeling while we're discussing going over all of this evidence is authentic and something and do that. I'm trying to basically
be indirect or something like that.
I'm basically trying to improve the amount of support she's willing to give us by making her personally invested in my survival and safety.
I think act unseen or unheard would be if you're trying to. I mean, it sounds like are you trying to deceive her? It sounds like a combination of like charm and deceive.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's a scheme within a scheme.
And you don't have charm, do you?
I do have charm, but yeah, I could do. Either works. But I'm just trying to. Yeah.
Are they the same bonus for both?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. This usually it doesn't matter which one you have.
All right, perfect.
Okay. Nice. A 10.
So
How does it go?
I grab the beads while she grabs them, and then
wait. What's a downtime action exactly? Like, what's a?
It's improve our reputation. The custom.
Oh, okay, cool. Set the story straight. Okay, cool.
Yeah, set the story straight. So so we're gonna set the story straight as we both pull away shyly after grabbing the beads. I start going over the evidence, and we spend a long night over tea going over everything, all of the inconsistencies in my story, casually thrown or redirected into conversations about Nfukane culture.
Okay, so I understand you are. Can you explain that to me again? I don't
Yeah, basically, I'm seducing her. She's paying attention to the briefing, and anytime she tries to like contradict something or ask a question that I don't have an answer to, I just distract her with, asking about culture and those kinds of things. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, definitely happens. I think Fatum is very much like interested in the fact of a Nfukane descendant, like, and what your life has been, and so she's kind of like focusing on like what your life has been like and figuring out how you are and if you really like embody like what it is to be Nfukane. So she finds you very interesting, and then on top of like the things you're kind of like mentioning to her about what has happened thus far, I would say yes, she's very much like intrigued by you, so much so that she's interested in your actual story for why you're here.
Love it.
Yeah. So that's what Akizva does.
Cool. So she'll probably end the conversation with saying, and this is probably I imagine it's over the course of like 2-3 days that you're like, really telling her the whole thing. You can be seen around the whole Manaka, like talking, like in the silent, in the rain or whatever, right? So anyways, she'll probably say, as you guys are coming closer to the shoreline and you can start to, your comms start to turn back on, she'll say, Akizva, there's a request I have for you and your team. I see you all are capable. I see you all are of good hearts. You might even have a little bit of Nfukane in your soul. I will come back to you in a day or so. Be well.
Be well. And be safe.
And she like
when she.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, as she like leaves, she like kind of can't keep her eye off of you. Like, it's like very interested.
I'll wait. Yeah, I hold her gaze until the minute she's around the corner, and then my face immediately goes cold again as I get back to work in the bridge.
Oh, bro is a player. Player.
You're just a lost little boy.
All right, who's next?
Well, I was gonna do a set the story straight, but I have someone specific in mind.
Oh, your reputation goes up. Sorry, guys, your reputation goes up 1 level. Yay! Because Assistions.
Because you're playing the game.
Yep.
But yeah, you said that there was a couple of people that were saying like the Caliphate of Pisha attacked us, the Duchy of Korea, whatever attacked us. There's whatever. Who's the guy on this boat that thinks that we're the bad guys?
The one guy that Rico talked to and told to go into the hangar.
Oh boy, cool. And is he in the back hangar then?
Yeah, I would say he's in the back hangar. Yeah.
Cool, because that's the only one that would fit my big boy. So
Let me pull up the map again.
cool.
He's come up a second time. He needs a name now.
Oh fuck, you're right. Let's call him
Call him Jose.
Jose.
Everyone needs a Jose.
Jose Cuervo.
Mr. Cuervo.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Dice puede.
But we could be.
Yeah, we could be.
Get us
Not
up.
we sponsor it.
Mr. Cuervo, yes. Just send us a couple of crates and we'll mention this guy every session.
So Buzo, Mr. Jose is on the stairs, sitting on the stairs between the second level and the bottom level.
Okay.
Yeah, and just like kind of sitting there, just like watching over Katja Sinclair a little bit, who actually seems to be sleeping right now. And yeah, just yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna mostly just be spending my time like trying to go over big old metal face and making sure that he is at least in working order in case something absolutely stupid and pointless happens when we get back to shore.
Okay.
Like, I'm assuming the worst, that you're gonna pitch like a bunch of enemies at us out of nowhere. So it'd be a good thing to get this into working order. So
I would never.
while I'm working on it, I'm going to call him over and just be like, "Hey, I need a spare hand with this, and you're free, and Coucher's useless."
All right. You say that, and he kind of like looks over you from, like, it's like, I imagine like it's like the stairs that goes down. There's like the bottom level of the second
Yeah.
level, for the second level. He can kind of see you through that kind of like triangle kind of thing, and he can barely see you. And he's like,
Yeah.
looking at you and say, yeah, you think I'm gonna help you so you can go kill the rest of my family, my friends, like you did on the island?
Okay. And this is when I go over to the to like one of the legs and point at the stickers on it and go, "Do you see all these stickers? These aren't from Off-World. This is from all that bullshit that, like, as soon as I got here, I stopped in restaurants and bars. I've been on this planet, man. What the fuck are you talking about?"
And he kind of like comes down the stairs and maybe is a little intrigued by like what you're saying about the stickers and stuff, and he kind of puts his arms into like a little thing and he says, yeah, Caliphate Peach has been here from the start too, and you see what they did.
Yeah, and right before all this, you want to know a secret? And I'm gonna lean forward and say, I got sent to the GDK to handle some shit off the books, and so I don't know if they could be involved rather than Pisha. This is a messy fucking situation, but I'm not here to hurt you guys. You know who actually did? Some upstart. Did you ever know that motherfucker named Oscar?
Yeah, I'm a little familiar with Oscar. He's a Pishin, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely a piece of shit. He went out against my advice, against my pretty much our orders, with a fucking missile boat in the middle of town and fired off to try to handle all of those crazy construction mechs like a week ago. So
Yeah,
he actually,
about that.
yeah, it's wild that he actually, you know, buried some people that were from Tiast and everything. I told him not to. I explicitly told him not to. And right next to the sticker, I'm going to point at, like, I don't know, some giant-ass bullet hole that I got from all of the fighting. I'm going to be like, and this was from trying to keep everyone safe at the little festival. I didn't even get to fucking hop out and eat the food there. Do you know how miserable it was sitting there in the cockpit, just getting to deal with the smells? So, yeah, I am A-okay with people being mad, because I'm pretty fucking mad, because I feel like I fucking failed out there. But I don't really feel like having to try to constantly correct you at every time you open your damn mouth saying that we're the problem and we're going out to try to kill all you guys. So,
Yeah.
you get me?
So yeah, as you say that, and you give at him that, almost kind of sounds like you're lecturing him a little bit.
A little bit.
And he sees like some of the perforations and bullet holes on your mech, and he realizes, he's like, kind of like gets focused on your mech and says, that could have taken out your fuselage. It could have caused you to burst in flames.
Yeah, but this is a big sturdy boy, because I act as the shield out there.
He says to you, I have to apologize. I'm just looking for someone to blame, to be honest.
Yeah.
I appreciate your sacrifices.
Well, I'm not done yet, and with some luck, I'm gonna get some help from the Uno Kenki. Put in a request for a Groot slaying chassis, so this might get left on the wayside.
He like repeats it, and he's like, maybe doesn't get the pronunciation correct. And he says, "That is Infocani, I think. Yes."
Yep. Specifically, not the, crazy blood drinking impies. We're the people that come in that rescue people from rubble, or go in, when there's been, say, a massive civil war that blew up in an island. And you think this thing can take hits, wait until you see the Groot sling. But, yeah, if we get back to the shore, how would you feel riding this bad boy?
I think I can clearly see you're a soldier.
No, I'm just a punk. But there's going to need to be a lot of people putting their bodies between other people if this bullshit continues. So if you want to be mad about it, this is going to be up for grabs if I get a new ride.
You would gift me this.
I mean, it's missing the faceplate, so you can put on your own mask and have fun.
What is it? The name? Do you have a name for it?
It was called Metal Face, but you can give it some big fancy name. Call it Golden Toes for all I care.
I think I'll call it Near Miss. And he kind of like puts his hand over like the bullet hole or whatever that almost blew up your neck.
Amazing.
I think it's got some good energy.
Live on that.
Buzo, what's your name?
Buso indeed. Beckham Buso Zaban.
And he shakes your hand and says, Jose, and he tells his last name, and he says,
It's definitely not Cuervo.
Jose Cuervo! And he says, thank you, Buzo.
Yep. Just, you can be mad. Just don't fuck this up for everyone else and yell at the people trying to help. The last thing that a medic needs is for their patient to, be aggressive and start swinging at them when we're trying to take their goddamn blood pressure.
Yeah, he'll agree, and he'll treat your gift, your mech, Sargamatha, with great care, and
Cool.
He'll probably remember this for the rest of his life.
I bet, but I enjoy handing down chassis after they've lived out their purpose.
Nice. So this was the set the story straight action, right?
Yes, and I feel like I have solidly won him over.
Yeah, I think so too. That was a good RP. Yeah, you solidly won him over. I will not make you roll.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that is a extra blip on the reputation because you literally convinced your only naysayer in this whole entire flotilla.
That's fair. I was almost going to ask, could I get like a reinforcement thing instead? I could have.
Oh, do you want to do that? Oh, that's dope.
Do you guys think we should do that instead? Because we've already got 2 reputation thingies. What if we just had my old frame lumber in as backup whenever we need him?
I mean, that would be cool.
Or do we want to just stack reputation?
I think we're gonna need all the help we can get. It depends. Rico, what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? Like for the downtime? Probably gonna figure out what's going on with Portia. So I'm not gonna do any more reputation stuff if that's what you're asking.
All right. Well, there you go, Siege.
That's I think that's up to you. I feel like
I know how to solve this. Above a 10, and I am going to I'm gonna ask for the reinforcement.
Okay.
Go. Nope, reputation it is.
The reputation it is.
And I used up my shitty low roll for the night.
Perfect.
I think we've established that they can come many times in a row. Unfortunately,
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So after during all these downtimes that happen concurrently, like Riho shared their video. Akiza, you've convinced Platoon, who just carries a lot of weight behind her, and Buzo, you've convinced the only naysayer, and so you guys start to see a more friendly vibe over the course of these 3 days about like people respecting you all, talking, thank you all for your contributions, people caring about your well-being, maybe some people bringing you food that's or new brewed coffee that's been kind of happening. The only person that's probably like a little stink face to y'all is Portia. That's because who Portia is. So Rico.
So everything's as it should be.
Can you remind me and also perhaps the audience who Fatum is, like what her position is? I can't remember.
Fatum is a Infocane that Akiza met when Akiza was doing some narrative stuff prior to one of the combat encounters you guys had. And Fatum is a Umthitho, which is pretty much like an Infocane culture. There's like the MP War Order, and there's the Umthitho who are like pretty much scientists, political people, and just like, yeah, like political people, or the bureaucracy essentially. They're the bureaucracy. And Fatum is a member of that bureaucracy. They're also like stewards of Shaka, like which is like the NHP Shaka. They're usually always around when there's a version of Shaka around.
Very cool. Just couldn't remember exactly who she was.
Yep.
All right, I guess it's my turn. Rico is attempting to do the get creative downtime action by continuing to work on his laser technology and his shielding technology and trying to combine the two, basically. And he is working with something that's very hot because he just tested it. And then just at that moment, Portia does something to like startle him and causes him to burn one of his fingers on the thing and just like starts cursing in a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. He like looks over at the cat. Why are you like this? What is wrong with you? And just taking the downtime action gets to know Portia.
Okay, nice. All right, so you all are, I mean, you were probably with Portia in, let's see.
Oh, I also wanted to say he did move all of his experiments and equipment stuff to his personal room, so he's not taking up the extra space anymore.
Okay.
And he's half the furniture up against a wall.
So there's your bunk bedroom, and there's also a shed. But yeah, there's probably people in the shed. So yeah, like you're in your like small little bunk bedroom.
I guess if it can fit the stuff that I'm doing, which is kind of
yeah, we'll say it.
Yeah, a tripod and about 10 feet fit in there. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably like folding your bed up into the wall or something like that. So yeah, like you'll have enough. And Portia says, "I'm sorry. Did I stop your very minuscule train of focus?"
Listen, I don't understand. And what happened to your voice? You were talking, your whole attitude has been changed lately. You're acting strange. And as far as, are you an NHP or something? Like, why are you acting like this? As far as I'm aware, you shouldn't even be able to go against our orders, and yet you are constantly fucking with us. What is up with that?
Well, I chose the form of a cat this time, and I might stay in the form of a cat. And no, I'm not a NHP. Those come with too many problems. I like my parameters, and my parameters are telling me today to be a sassy bitch, and I will.
Listen, we all are going to be working together for a long time. So it would be so much easier for all of us if we could work together. So how about this? I am going to extend an olive branch, so to speak. What is it that you want? Why are you doing all of this? You are constantly fucking around with everything that you're doing for us. Why is that? What do you want from us?
Well, maybe if you all bathed once in a while, I'd like you a little bit better. You are quite dirty. I lived on this Manaka, this ship, for as much as I can remember. And it was printed by Infocane. They were also quite dirty. But since then, there's always been intruders, people barking down my doors, trying to use my...
Let's do a quick recap then.
Yeah. Let's do... Ryan, you want to do a quick recap of what meme you did?
Sure thing. Rico has been attempting to work on his experiments and his prototypes, but has been consistently harried by Portia, and so he is asking desperately, "Why are you like this? What is wrong with you?" Apparently, it is because she does not like how dirty we are, so Rico is going to take a shower.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Oh yes, he's taken off his fingers and he's getting ready to breathe. Don't watch me while I do this. It's weird.
Alright.
I feel like you can, and I don't like that.
Portia won't comment, but Portia will. Not that you can sense the presence of like a holographic AI, but Portia will like curl up outside the door of you taking a shower, almost how like a dog would to like watch over or whatever. But yeah, when you get out, Portia says, "Much better. So, how can I help you? Rico is your name? Zeledon?"
Yes, Federico Celedon, that is my name. I just need some space to continue on my work. But beyond that, I want to know what we can do to have a better relationship, because it seems to me that you are... We are not going to have a very good time, either of us, either you or me, if we are going to be continuously... what's the word? Sniping at each other. You know what I mean? I think it would be better for all of us if we can just work together and try to see eye to eye on some more things.
Yeah, Portia will kind of like disappear from on the ground and kind of reappear like on your bed as you were like talking to them while they're on the ground. They reappear and you kind of get the sense where they're at or whatever. And they say, "To be honest, I'm a little bit I can be a little bit abrasive when I meet new people. And all I need is for you all to keep and respect this place, keep it clean. That's all I ask for. I mean, I did choose the form of a cat. What do? They bathe themselves. As far as getting to know each other, how about I offer you a gift for my abrasive behavior? Is that to your liking?"
What kind of gift are you talking about?
Portia pops up a screen in front of your face, almost like she's like they're playing with like a toy or something like that. The screen just kind of projects in front of your face, and it shows a compartment in Hangar B where Ileana used to be, where everyone's pouting, whatever. And it's a mech part upgrade that's just kind of like been stored away in the floor panel, and it's an Infocani part, and it's called Sojembok. And it's you get a reading out of what it does. Essentially, it shoots out tendrils at mechs and causes them to overheat, and it causes them to take a negative to their attack based on how much heat they have. So it's like an Infocani gear. It's a defense gear that was equipped to the ship that Portia had, just in case it was going to use it against any attackers. So if you go to Foundry, and then you go to the exotic gear thingy, you'll see Sojembok somewhere. I don't know. I don't think there's a guy.
I don't know.
It's under
where.
systems. It's under systems. Next system. We can also do
Nexus.
You can also just do it on CompCon if you have the Infocani downloaded. You can go to CompCon and you can just type in add like exotic gear or something like that.
2 SP.
I would definitely take a look at that. Rico it sort of examines it, and now it says tendrils. Is it like physical, like what's the mechanism? I'm only asking. I'm not asking you to like tell me advanced futuristic science nonsense. But I just for the purposes of like, I want to know how much Rico understands it. Like, is it like firing grappling hooks at them, or is it more like Dr. Octopus tentacles, or?
It's more like ropes, like electrified ropes that are. Let me see. What's a good example of it?
It's a goof troop.
The taser.
Is it a mech-sized taser?
Yeah, it's like electrified ropes that like literally like envelop a mech that shoot out from like an apparatus and just like wrap around it. But yeah, kind of like that. I'm trying to think of what a good example is. I feel like there's a gun.
Net launcher? I don't know.
Yeah, like a net launcher. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Rico like looks over this device that it probably is covered in dust and whatnot from being here for who knows how long. Porsche's been stored in a garage somewhere.
Many years.
This is impressive. I've never seen anything like this. This is Zempicana use this kind of thing all the time. I've never seen anything at the armory like this.
Porsche kind of reappears in the hangar where you're looking at it and says, "Yes, I haven't actually had the opportunity to use it. I am told it can cause some substantial disruptions on enemies. I'm not using it, so it's yours."
Well, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. You know what? In exchange for that, because you are giving something to me, I want to give something to you. You've seen me working on my things. There's always a chance of things overheating. I have already had to use the fire extinguisher one time. Is there a place in the mech that you would prefer I do these kinds of things?
Oh, in the MOB?
Sorry, in the MOB, yes. I think I said that.
Porsche will say, if you could keep all your tinkering into the shed, I would very much appreciate it. But right now it's full of those dirty people.
All right then. That will be my lab then. All right, perfect. I didn't roll at all for this downtime activity. But
whatever, neither did I.
Can I use pull rank to institute a rule about bathing for the people staying on the
That's
ship?
great.
Yes, you can. You totally can. That's brilliant. Yeah. Go ahead. Give me a roll, boy.
I'm scared.
I believe in you.
I mean, well, hey, you can use some of your reputation to give
Some of
yourself,
my reputation.
to give
No,
yourself an automatic
we're saving that.
that.
We're saving that.
Saving it.
Oh, is that how that works? We like spend it to get things?
Yeah. I mean, it's really loose, and you can just spend it for whatever you want. Like, this seems kind of minuscule, but whatever.
I feel like we're gonna need it for bigger things than this, but I'm scared because of dice. But here we go. Oh wait. Hey.
Woo! Hey, super nice.
So
yeah,
inexplicably, Rico just like you hear Rico going around and telling people that he's instituting a new mandatory bathing rule to help fight infection and disease on the ship from spreading.
Nice.
Riho is so fucking happy to hear that. I just need you to know that.
Nice.
The funk on this ship.
Yeah, you and Riho, you're probably like around, I don't know, you're probably around Ileana, and she kind of smells her armpits because she probably hears this over the comm. She's like, I do stink.
Yeah, we all do. Don't worry about it. That's what showers are for.
Well,
but I think also Rico's kind of a dick about it.
At this moment, at the end of your like kind of little downtime thing, Rico, the rain stops around you all. You all start to see the coastline a bit of Chibodi-controlled territory. And as the rain stops, the sky opens up, the sun starts seems to gleam a little bit, and people are trying to take your advice to heed, to kind of take your advice or whatever. And so, as the sun opens up and the rain kind of stops, yeah, people start like jumping into the water and like kind of like having a good time, and they've almost found a moment to like forget like what happened, and so they're like just enjoying themselves and like kind of bathing and stuff. And even the people on the rest of the flotilla are, they're probably asking you guys questions. They're like, "Oh, like thank you guys so much," or like, "How'd you do that?" And like, "That's really cool." And they're asking Rio questions, and so yeah, after all that, there's a bit of a moment of respite and community here that you guys have established. But yeah, you guys are just now have entered into Teist controlled territory where Omni Hook or Omni Net is established. And who is in the bridge?
Akizva,
All right.
always Akizva's on the bridge.
Did you go swimming, Akiza? Did you go?
No.
No, you didn't go swimming. All right, been in the bridge the whole time. Cool.
I think Rico just trying to make things less prickly with Portia has also been occasionally popping into the bridge as well.
Okay.
If you're
Yeah. Yeah, so what are you guys doing? I guess again, where are you guys at after these 3 days? Like as you start to see the shore, and people start like rejoicing, like, "Oh, the shore! Like we made it without getting attacked." Yada yada yada.
I feel like the best view would probably be from the bridge then.
Yep.
Buso is probably napping because Buso has probably been go, go, go. I'm going to stay super busy. Everything needs to be okay. And now that the shore is in sight, he's probably thinking, there's probably going to be some bullshit once I get off this boat. I'm going to sleep.
There might be some bullshit. That is exactly true. Okay, so Buza, you're probably asleep, yeah? Okay. And then Riho, what about you?
How late is
Okay.
it? Like what?
How late is it? I would say
Yeah.
you guys rode through the night, and this is probably like the morning, like midday, or like 12 or something like that.
Oh, well, if I okay, Riho's a morning person, so if we like slept at all overnight, I would be fucking wide awake. I was probably up at sunrise.
Okay, cool. All right, up at sunrise, and you probably got a little crowd around you, and people are still kind of like swimming and bathing or whatever. So cool. As that happens, whoever's in the bridge gets a communication from a lot of places. All right, is Heartbreak hooked up to the comms?
Yeah.
Akiza? Yeah, Akiza, you get you don't get the communication blast from what's actually being said, but Heartbreak probably translates to you. There's a lot of discontent across the planet and the Carib system about you all. And because Heartbreak's kind of focused on like people and emotions and stuff, and like less about like the news up from what I'm gathering of how you describe Heartbreak. And then Portia is just like kind of like freaking out a little bit, and like the cat image kind of dissipates, and it's more like in like report back mode. And then you guys start to get Akiza, you start to get a slow a readout of like what the news blasts have been saying since you guys have been dark for 3 days. The breaking of one of the first news headlines is that the breaking of the House's vessel was sabotaged by the Caliphate of Pisha and 5 terrorists, one of which is dead, Anayash. The other 4 are you all. You all are deemed as terrorists and have literally objected your duty and didn't perform well, so the vessel could get attacked. Another headline is that the GDK's King Emmanuel Yemez, his daughter, he's mourning his daughter, and Eliana, and has named you all enemies of the state, as did they name the Caliphate of Pisha enemies of the state. And the King Emmanuel Yemez is only days away from declaring a war on the Caliphate of Pisha, and in response to his daughter being killed, but she's not dead. Another headline reads, the rest of the Carib system is looking for a little bit more like truth for like what's happened at the Breaking the Houses festival. So these are like way out in the system, like all the other planets that are settled and stuff. They're the information is feeding in slow, but there's like requests from like other like very important like people out in the Carib system. Another one is that Teist HQ has been Teist HQ has terminated their contracts with you all and Team Suit as well. You all are assumed to be terrorists. And then the violent outbreaks in Djibouti, the machines that have been going cuckoo cuckoo, they have been blamed on the Caliphate of Pisha, and they have led to a lot of other like destructions of other city blocks. And so the city itself is in the process of being taken over by these like errant, crazy machines. So all of this occurs, and all these headlines kind of blast. And Portia's trying to like feed it through you all in a logical way, but literally all of these have happened in the time that you guys have been dark. And the rest of the people, it's actually up to you guys if the rest of the people get the information that you guys are getting. It's like there's some 200 to 400 people that are on you guys' flotilla. It's up to you guys if they get the same information. They're gonna get it anyways at some point, but y'all are controlling the information.
Freedom of information.
Yeah, I think we should let them see it all.
Yeah.
They're on our side.
Exactly.
I assume Buso's phone just started going off like crazy, rolled over,
Crazy.
just and then rolled back to sleep.
Akizva, Fatum comes into the bridge with you and says, "You're reading this, Akizva, yes?"
I am.
Well, as I mentioned a couple of days ago, there's something I need you to do. I need to get off of this planet and report back to Fakane of what actually transpired here. It will take time, but I believe the ongoings of Djibouti concern me. The happenings of what happened at the Breaking of the Houses Festival, God rest everyone's soul, concern me. I think Fakane left this planet much too soon.
Well, the priority is, of course, getting you to safety. We can handle that when we're in Djibouti City as well, but I would like to potentially make a request. Do you think we could use your, as we move to get you off of planet, do you think you could use what resources you have here to get the princess into a safe situation where she can make a statement?
We can try, but the closest way to, as I recall this planet, to get a signal out to the rest of the system that is clear and comprehensive is Djibouti City, the Omni node there. It's the best way to go. But it sounds like there's a bit of resistance there. As she says that, another news briefing comes in and says that the GDK is deploying forces to Djibouti City to calm the crazy mechs that are happening, as per probably the crazy mechs that Caliphate of Pisha is like blah blah blah, right? Like, so the GDK is coming to take over Djibouti or calm it.
Liberate them with democracy.
Yes, exactly. So so Fatum says, and that just further complicates it. I imagine with you all being wanted criminals, we have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, but we've got the princess. If we can get the princess in front of them and prove that she's safe, we can get everybody to take a second and listen to us.
I think that's a solid plan. The only concern I have is, are you all capable of executing it?
As of right now, no. We're operating at about 50% operational capacity. What we need is a printer and a place to hide in the city. There's enough chaos that I think we can get in and go to ground before anyone can find us out.
Fatum kind of rolls up her shawl sleeve and kind of interacts with her dollar beads, and it's like kind of like moving them one by one and looking almost like she's looking for the right one or like lesson or memory or whatever. And she says, here it is. And she projects it up into the screen, and it's an old image of like an MP talking to some Thais people, kind of teaching them some stuff. And it looks like they're at like a secret facility or like somewhere on the coastline, and it shows like a printer. She says, yes, this is the one. An MP gave this to me. I believe they were part of the Uno Kinke. There is a printer around this coastline somewhere. I think you could print off new mechs there, should it still stand.
I think it's our best shot. Nobody's going to be racing out here to meet us anytime soon. They don't even know that we're there. I think that we should get the civilians to a safe location, head there, and make a beeline to get you to the spaceport. Once you're off planet, well, we can plan the rest of it on the way.
That sounds like a plan.
Rico has his head in his hands, just like, motherfuckers. Stands up and gets ready to go start packing up.
Riho is like, okay, so if we're connected to the internet now, does that mean I can just post my wonderful, boring video of the truth of what actually happened?
Totally can. Totally can.
I don't know if you should, because then they'll know we're still alive.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't have to come from my account.
That's
I
That's a
mean,
good point.
if you can mask it, yeah, but the people who attacked will know there's only one way this footage could have gotten out.
There's an overwhelming narratives that you guys are bad guys, like really bad people. But you know there's bits of truths out there, but like you're literally combating the overwhelming narrative here.
Which is why I'm kind of feeling like, what if we kind of like masked it with some kind of anonymous account and did like a whole like, yo, footage leaked, like recovered from drone, like in the damage, like blah blah blah, and like really go for it.
I think that'll definitely help our general public perception, but as far as people, like right now, nobody's trying to hunt us down and kill us. If that footage gets out, they're gonna try and find us.
We could delay the release. We could wait till we get printed and then.
I think that's probably. I think causing as much confusion as possible at once is probably the best idea.
Right. So get our weapons back, prepare for battle, and then go.
I think that might be the best plan.
Fine by me.
Cool. So as you all come together with a plan, Portia asks whoever's in the bridge, Yuakiza, and says, "So, where are we headed?"
We're headed to the facility at these coordinates, and I'll start punching things in from the bead, and and see if we can find some place along the coastline where we might be able to safely drop off the survivors.
Cool. So yeah, you all head towards the coastline. Portia trying to find a couple places where that they can drop off the survivors of the festival. So many people or whatever. As you all are approaching the coastline, you start to see like the shore kind of reach the waves and such, and the rocks and such, and it's just like the clandestine place that you guys are going. There's another headline that comes through on your comms, and Portia, while Portia's just been sequestered on the ship for a while, it does seem to get the gravity of what this headline says. And it says that Tice HQ has been attacked, Helm has been killed, and pretty much all of Djibouti has recently experienced another surge of erratic and crazy mechs kind of running up from the ground. And that same graffiti thing that you guys had saw from Kotal Khan seems to be just taking over the whole city. So effectively, the head of Teist is out. Assuming that Helm is dead, and you probably get reactions from other folks around in your flotilla that things seem really bad. And it's probably people who like also support the GDK a little bit too, even though they know they're probably a part of like what bad things are happening. So that's the last headline that comes through.
Did we have concrete evidence that GDK was involved in like the fucked up mechs, like ones going haywire?
Only no, not that. You never got concrete evidence on that. You got evidence that Kotal Khan was an NHP that did some weird shit. That the Caliphate of Pisha's mechs were the main ones that are like going crazy as cuckoo, whatever. That it doesn't seem like Kotal Khan was like created. I mean, obviously, like NHPs are created by humanity or whatever, but it doesn't seem like there's no trace of any nation like created it creating it and like seeding it or whatever. It just seems like this crazy thing that's just like been happening or whatever. So there's no discernible like truth behind like what the GDK is behind it. I mean, you guys do know Sinclair, which is like maybe he's not dead, but he was looking at that stuff.
I think we might be the head of Tice now.
Oh, that's terrifying. Remember all those like ex-cons that we saved the first time my mech blew up?
Yep.
That one?
Yep.
We put them somewhere safe, and we basically told them, if I recall, or Buso told them that like there are ears on the ground. Can we go talk to them?
They are in Chibodi, so you can go talk to them, yes, but they're presumably in Chibodi, in the midst of the maelstrom of shit that's going on there.
We'll have to stop by the restaurant they're all working at.
That, or I'm wondering if we could get a message to them and get somebody to come out to us. But like, I feel like we need information about what's going on, like with the common everyday people, not just what's in like the news media. That's my 2 cents. Also, one of my talents is word on the street, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Well,
Drama.
As you all approach the shoreline where this like clandestine printer is that Pratum knows about, you hear the foghorn of your Manaka go off, and then like some of the other like flotilla things start docking at the shore and like finding a kind of a safe way to evac or whatever. That is where we will end it here, as you all unloading yourselves at the shoreline and approaching a very obscured and grown over opening in a cliffside wall.
Ominous.
Secret tunnel.
Through the mountain.
Good session. Secret. Oh.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah.
I like RP sessions. They're like always.
That was stressful.
It was.
stressful.
Stressful. Was that stressful?
I failed everything.
Huh?
Hey, we got some reputation. There's some people that are behind us.
Yeah.
But I only succeeded in one roll that entire game. I just need you to know that.
Oh, Riho.
I feel like that.
That was stressful.
We gotta fix that. We gotta fix
It
that.
happens.
I just couldn't roll above like a 6.
Remember that one time that we all failed all of our rolls for an entire session?
Oh yeah.
And because of that, an island exploded.
We are really good at RPGs, guys. Really good at RPGs.
You guys saved so many people though. Like one thing you've consistently done the whole time is saved people, which is
Exactly.
really important. I think that's really important for your reputation.
They can say a lot of stuff about us. You can say a lot of stuff about us. So what are we rocking with next time as far as everybody's loadouts? Does everybody
Oh
know
yeah,
yet?
you guys should do that.
I did not make that decision yet.
I need to talk to Clara, but it'll be decided.
Impakai, go Impakai, please. The big hand. The big hand.
I will try to sway her.
Wait, towards Impakai? That's the one I liked. What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. Then there you go.
Oh, I thought you liked the Blackbeard, Claire.
I mean, I also like the Blackbeard, but
I mean, they're the same-ish thing, right?
Yeah, same thing. Except one's got a big ass hand that
exactly
is indomitable.
Well, I mean, Rico is emperoring it up. Shields forever. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm excited to be the smallest boy.
Oh yeah.
I'm also very curious. It's the Sajambok.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I found it. Yeah. I'm curious. I think I'm gonna have to take the flight system off to fit this for the system points. I mean,
it is. I think it's closer range, right? I think it's like range 5, 10. I don't know what it is.
It says here 10.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's the same range as my weapon. that I think, yeah, I'm going to take off the flight system as much as I do enjoy being a flying person. I think I might take off the flying for now until the next level up when I can get it as a core power or core system or whatever it's called.
Exotic gear. Exotic
Won't
gear.
that invalidate tactician and acrobatic? Well, we can talk about this later.
Yeah.
All right, let's say goodbye, everybody.
Damn it.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye, stream.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.